Well, hello to our favorite listeners. That's the podcast listeners I'm talking about. It's Dana here, and I'm a Smart Club member of Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, and it's a good thing I am, because my air conditioning unit is older than I am. I had a tune-up recently, and the tech said the thing belongs in a museum. But that's just how good Standard is. They can take a unit from the 70s and keep her humming summer after summer. Right now, you can save $35 on an AC tune-up, or double your savings to $70 off when you add your furnace. Don't wait. Get ahead of things. Procrastination can be fun, but the feeling of checking something off your list is much better. Schedule by June 15th at standardheating.com and get her done. Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, providing the comfort you deserve since 1930. Enjoy the show.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. 93.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, we're about to cut loose with our Tuesday program. There's no turning back now. It is 5:41. The Half-Assed Morning Show. Josh, how you doing, son?
Good. How about yourself?
Oh, cripes. You know, I might need your help this morning. You have experience. I have no parental experience. You've been in charge of a kid or two over the years, right?
There's a couple there, yeah.
I have no parental experience, and I feel like I have to do some parenting around here. Did you know this? True story. The longest I've ever been in charge of a child was for about 2 hours. It was when my brother's son was, I'm going to go ahead and say the kid was 4 or 5, and I was put in charge of the kid for 2 hours. That's all the parenting experience that I've had in my lifetime.
Did it go well?
Yeah, it was real easy. I had to pick the kid up at a certain level. My brother called me and said, this happened, that happened. My kid is at a park or something, involved in some silly whatever kids do at a park at 4 or 5 years. And my brother said, I can't get there. Can you go pick him up? Keep him entertained for a couple hours. I'll pick him up at your house. You know what we did? I went and picked him up, Smashly, and then I took him to Ridgedale Mall.
Nice.
And we walked in circles at the mall. And I, look, toy, look, other human beings. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just walked them around the mall, and we had an ice cream cone or something.
I've done that when I was in charge of kids. Gone to Ridgedale Mall, as a matter of fact. They've got that skydiving place and like a little ramen place or something like that. I can't remember next to it. So we've enjoyed that. Have you done the skydiving thing there?
Oh, no.
You haven't?
No, I haven't tried that. I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
iFly, I think it's called.
Is that still a thing?
Oh, fun.
It was as of a couple of years ago, at
You
least.
stand in the middle of a...
I hope so, because I bought a couple extra, and I want to use them.
You have some tickets remaining that have yet to be used. You stand in the middle of some kind of a silo, and they hit the button, and the air pushes you to the ceiling. And
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
iFly World.
Anyway, so, yeah, there was one memorable moment from when I was in charge of my nephew for 2 hours. This is the extent of my parenting experience. I forgot the kid was only 4, whatever he was. He didn't really speak my language yet. So when he and I walked into the mall, I said, let's get something straight right from the get-go. I said to my 4 or 5-year-old nephew, I said, we're here to check out action.
Was it just the two of you?
Yeah.
Oh, because a young person makes a great wingman. So I bet you might have had girls swoon seeing you.
He didn't know how to play the game. I said to
All
him,
you have to do is be a kid.
But I said to him, we're here to check out action. He looked at me and said, what's action? And I said, well, this is going to really work out well.
Oh, that's a fun teaching moment
Off
for
to
an
a
uncle.
bad start.
Yeah, he didn't even know what I was talking about. So anyway,
That's awesome.
help me co-parent, if you would, Josh, the youngest member of our radio show. Ashley and I spent some time at Randy Shaver's charity golf tournament yesterday, and I think we need to talk to our daughter about her language.
Oh, I know.
Were you foul?
It's so bad when I'm golfing, and I forget. I kind of forgot where I was a couple times.
You have to have etiquette on a golf course.
Yeah.
You know what's funny, Josh? I even looked up, now I've lost it, but I looked up the definition of etiquette. And I was going to print it off and hand it to Ashley because she needs, hey, we've all gotten a little buck wild here and there in a setting where it wasn't quite appropriate.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, my wife and I rolled out to Randy Shaver's charity golf tournament yesterday. And what a wonderful scene it is. Beautiful Rush Creek Golf Club. Fancy schmancy. Boy, it's a huge plot of land.
Yeah,
and
that
you can
that
drive.
place is insane.
You can drive that golf cart around for hours before you find somebody that you recognize. You know, because we had two tasks yesterday, my wife and I, Josh. We wanted to find Ashley and Janelle Klein, and our sales pimp here, Eric. They were all golfing at the thing yesterday with clients and whatnot. You know, that whole schmear. And I also wanted to find my buddies from the YZ American Legion who were part of the fundraising golf game. Took us a while to find. First, we found Ashley and Janelle and Eric.
Yeah, you had to drive for 10 miles.
Right. It's a huge.
Just ridiculous.
But, you know, it's this serene setting. You know, I almost have as little experience with golf as I do with children. But there's one thing that I do know. You know, it ain't a beer hall, right?
Yeah.
This ain't a Skinnerd show. You know, you got to carry yourself a certain way. And maybe that's wrong from the get-go. But anyway, Josh, we meet up with Ashley and Janelle and Eric. They're in the process of teeing off or whatever. Hey, everybody, go ahead, tee off. We're just going to watch. Within 10 minutes, Josh, Ashley dumped two F-me's, two skull F's, two F-U's, which were directed at me.
Yeah, that was to you. Yeah.
and the S word.
Well, I got to say, first, I like that you dumbed it down from your usual demeanor. That's good. I will say, since that was your part of your foursome that Nick described, probably it's better than what I thought. You were kind of stuck with some of the rich folks out there. You know, a lot of times they'll pair you up with that. So you got people that know you pretty well.
Well,
Yeah.
no, there were two clients there that did not know.
Oh, you didn't mention that.
I
Okay.
thought I did say
Oh, then
clients.
maybe I missed that.
We were pretty well established by that point, though, so I felt more loose. And things are a little bit more loose during a scramble,
Big time.
you know, compared to if you're just out there regular golfing. I wouldn't be
Right.
Wouldn't be cussing.
Actually, if you were playing Rush Creek with some strange, you know, you just get paired up with a foursome on a regular Tuesday, you wouldn't behave like that.
I wouldn't even speak to them.
It's completely different laws during these charity scrambles.
Yeah, you kind of just do your thing.
It was this, Josh. She tees off,
Dude,
right?
I was.
Right? Then the ball goes. By the way, you're not nearly the talented golfer that you claim to be.
Dude,
yesterday.
I did absolutely terrible yesterday.
So it was like this.
So bad.
Wapa. She hits the golf ball. F me.
Yep. Dude, it was so bad yesterday. I don't think I've ever played that bad of golf in my life.
Well,
Were
to be
you
fair,
drinking?
you just
yeah,
had a
but
kid.
I'm usually drinking when I'm golfing. so.
Two of those in a row. Two F me's in a row.
Yep.
Now comes her next shot, Josh, where there's a little more of some light touch involved and possibly maybe chipping it up onto the green.
Yep.
She whapa, and she kind of just hit the top of the ball, but it just dribbled, and she does this. She says this. I skull-left it. Okay, long pause, total silence. No one reacted to what she said, so she said it again. I skull-effed it. And my wife goes, oh, no, she needs to watch her language.
Well, if it makes you feel better, Ashley, the first time I ever heard Randy Shaver swear was at that event.
Yeah.
I didn't know he knew swear words.
Gets to you.
So he was throwing some out there, too.
I hadn't said a
Stupid
word.
game.
I hadn't said one critical word to Ashley yet. Just watching.
I just knew. I knew
All right?
it.
So I hear the two F me's. I hear the two skull F's. Her next shot, she blows that one too, and she looks at me, points at me, and says, F you.
I could see it on your face.
I was just
You were
sitting there.
You were going to say something.
We had a
knew
good
it.
time. We had a good time. But you might need to clean up the language a little bit.
Yeah, it was awesome golfing with Janelle. That was a very, and everybody else too, of course. But
Who were the
it was really
clients, if
cool
you
to
don't
see
mind saying?
Janelle. Dave Belke, and I think I'm saying that last name correctly.
Bielke.
Bielke, thank
Yep.
you.
A personal injury lawyer? Is that Randy Shaver does ads for him here on the program?
That sounds right. And then somebody that he either worked with or just knew through being a lawyer.
So he
His
brought
buddy
somebody.
named Corey. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Right.
I think you're fine there.
Oh, it was fun to watch. Etiquette.
You kept it real.
Yeah.
I've been that guy, absolutely, at different settings. I probably misbehaved a couple times at Randy Shaver's past golf tournament charity type events. Churches, yeah, I've been the guy that was a little too loud. You go to church. Our mom used to force us to go to church, and my brother and I didn't always behave properly because we did not want to be there at all. Yeah, a little bit too loud with the cussing at a ball game and whatnot. Sometimes there's kids around and the families get offended. So you're far from alone. I was more entertained than anything by her very loud and foul language on the golf course.
If I was playing better, I wouldn't have been cussing like that.
Yeah,
That's the problem.
there you go.
Well, I'm glad you had a good time. You said you're a little sore today.
Yeah, I am. I'm not used to doing that much physical activity. When I got home, my husband was downstairs in the living room and he watched me walk in. He was like, you a little sore? Because I was like limping. He's like, are you serious, you naff?
How many naff? My kids call me that.
What is that?
A non-athletic F.
Oh,
Do you play 18? I forget what they play there. Do you
and
play
life.
Yeah.
You
Yep,
play
you
18?
play all 18. Yeah, you just start on like random holes though.
Because it's a scramble.
Yep.
Yeah. Did you
They-
get a chance to meet anybody else out there from the show, maybe? Meaning like Marcus or Zach Parisi. Were they still there by the time
I
you got there?
wish. Gosh.
They played the morning and they were gone skis by the time I got there. Gone skis by the time you got there, I'm sure, too,
Yeah,
Ashley.
that would have been awesome. Though.
Or, again, it's such a huge effing golf course that, they might have been right next door to you. You can't even tell.
Yeah, exactly.
So, there you go. Turned out to be a nice night.
It was absolutely beautiful out. That helped quite a bit. I'm pretty sure I'm sunburnt absolutely everywhere. but
Yeah, it got
whatever.
a little warm. I did not expect that.
Janelle wore pants.
Well, that's
I said no. It's actually funny because
well,
as soon
she
as
wore
she
like
got there,
spandex.
Yeah, as soon as she got there, she was like, "I did not know it was in the '80s. I messed up."
Ah, man. Well, my Legion buddies, I did end up running into the four of them.
Any of them good golfers?
Oh yeah, they're all very good. Yeah,
They're so fun.
yeah, they golf all the effing time. I actually thought, I still think that if they really wanted to, they probably could win the tournament. That's how good those four guys are. One of them has damn near been a club professional, a few times, but he keeps missing the cut. That sounds impressive to me, but I know nothing about golf. Maybe
That's pretty cool.
someone might text in and say anybody can I'm just saying, from what I know about golf and the stories I hear about, these guys are very good. Big Al, Dougie, Lanahan, and Waterloo. I found those boys, too, out there.
Well, Waterloo, isn't he a
And-
golf pro?
If he see that's the guy I was talking about. He is or he isn't or he damn near was. I don't remember. He teaches it.
Yeah,
He
I thought that's
teaches
what a
the game.
golf pro was. Maybe that's not the case. Because a friend of mine taught at a golf course, and I thought that was his title.
You see, again,
That's usually the case, Josh.
I know so little about it. So yeah, don't go by my word. But it was really cool. They got paired up. And they were thrilled because they're all my age. They got paired up to golf with all-time great Minnesota North Star and a great guy who I had prior dealings with, Gordy Roberts.
Really?
Yeah.
Did they know that ahead of time?
No, they did not
Oh,
know
cool.
until they got there. Matter of fact, they only asked me 75 times between, I don't know, a month ago we found out that they were going to be in the tournament, my Legion buddies. They probably asked me 100 times, who are we going to be paired up with? Who are we going to be golfing with? Who's it going to be? Is it going to be like a TV lady? Is it going to be an athlete? Who I don't know. So they were very excited about. They asked me over and over again, who were they going to be paired up with? And I said, I don't have a friggin' clue. Why do you keep asking me? They were very thrilled. They were absolutely thrilled that it was Gordy Roberts.
That is really cool.
How's he looking these days?
Oh, unbelievable. Gordy, he still talks and walks, and he's a young guy still, to me. When you see him, when you talk to him.
Really? Because
Oh.
he's got to be close to 70, right?
He's getting in that wheelhouse, absolutely. Oh, you wouldn't be able to tell. And like I said, I had met Gordy a few times, actually played some hockey with him. He didn't remember, and I didn't expect him to. But, yeah, what a perfect pairing, because all my Legion bros are old North Star fans from when we were kids. That was cool. I got a fun Gordy Roberts story. I told this to him yesterday on the golf course. I don't think he remembered, and again, I don't blame him, but a number of years ago, I was playing in one of those charity hockey tournaments that I was lucky enough to get invited to a handful of times over the years, where it's half old pros and half media dorks. And on this particular occasion, Gordy and I were defensemen on the same team. And I think Chris Dahlquist was there, too. Another former North Star was part of our defensive unit. And there was a weather guy there. A television weather guy was part of our 4 defenseman unit. A guy by the name of Carl Spring. He was a really nice guy. Do you remember the name at all, Josh?
It sounds familiar.
I think he worked when there was still...
Okay, yeah. The weather guy.
When there was still something called Channel 29. I think that was
Let me
his...
look back.
If anyone knows Carl, he's a very, very nice guy. And I'm sure he probably doesn't remember because this has got to be 15 years ago now, but Carl Spring. Are you finding anything on
Okay, yeah, I recognize his face. Let me see, I'll look at his...
Yeah, I thought it
See
was...
if I can find Wikipedia or something.
at the time...
LinkedIn.
At the time, Tim Pawlenty was governor, and he was playing hockey with us. He was a big hockey
cool.
player. A lot of other old... Dougie Woog was out there. I mean, Kent Herbeck, all these Minnesota athletes, and then media dorks like myself. So, if anyone knows Carl Spring, tell him I had a real good time playing hockey with him that day, and he was a really friendly guy. But here was the problem. He didn't like to come off the ice. So Carl Spring goes out there on defense, and, 2 minutes go by, 4 minutes, 6 minutes. He won't come off the ice to switch up. Gordy Roberts is the one who's switching up with Carl Spring. I, being Gordy's defensive partner, I probably came on and off the ice 3 times. Gordy hadn't taken the ice yet because Carl Spring won't come off the ice.
What
right?
a dork.
Maybe he just didn't understand the concept of changing on the fly. So as I'm, during the times when I was sitting on the bench next to Gordy, Gordy's like this as Carl would skate by. Hey, Carl, let's switch him up there, buddy. Right? And then Carl would come by again. Hey, Carl, let's go, bud. Switch him up. I'm telling you, the guy wouldn't come off the ice. Finally, after 7 or 8 minutes, you hear this out of Gordy as Carl Spring skates by. Hey, Iron Lung. Get off the ice. Give someone else a chance. I had never heard that before. Iron Lung was the name he called them. Those were fun times playing in those charity games, though.
I bet.
Yeah, that sounds like such a blast.
Oh, God, yeah. I mean, got to skate with skate with guys that I fawned all over when I was a kid, old North Stars and whatnot. Who's this now? Gordy Roberts. A listener says Gordy Roberts was my Elk River high school hockey coach. I didn't know Gordy taught isn't the word. I didn't know Gordy
How
coached
psyched would you be for that?
high school hockey. Yeah.
Looks like Carl Spring was at Channel 5, Channel 9, kind of bounced around a little bit. He might in Duluth right now, it looks like.
He's got a lot of stamina out on the ice. He does not he does not need to come off the ice. Whack F. I was telling the story earlier of Ashley golfing. She would swing and then curse. And then swing and then curse. And a few people texted in to say, yeah, that's what golf is. It's a good old-fashioned game of whack F. You whack at it, then you dump an F-bomb.
Yeah, I did have one good shot yesterday.
Yeah?
And that shot right there, it just keeps you coming back. That's all it takes is
Yeah.
one.
You know you can do it.
Is that really all it takes?
Yep.
So despite all the bad, that one great shot makes you tell yourself, okay, I can get back out there.
Yep. I did have, once I left, I was like, I really need to golf some more.
Well, that's good that you want to go back out. I would hate to think that yesterday would ruin your love of the game. I personally don't understand the draw of golf, but if that one good shot gets you going back, well, then good for you.
You're right, though, Ashley. You can play 17 awful holes and have a great drive on 18, and you're like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
I had a great round today. That was awesome.
Yes.
Let's go.
I was
Bowling's
made
kind of
for
the
this
same way.
game.
Absolutely,
Ooh,
Josh.
bowling. Now, that's a sport that I can get involved in, bowling. Have you had that game, Josh, where it was bad, and then you have one good turn and you want to go out and buy your own ball and shoes and everything?
Definitely.
Yeah.
I've had the opposite. I had the game of my life once, and I had 2 really bad ones, and I thought, I'm done. I'm out of this game. This sucks.
A few listeners have been texting and wanting to hear more about Janelle in spandex.
Calm down.
She might swing by the studio Friday.
Oh, that'd
she
be
said.
awesome.
I'm sure there's photos. I mean, they take a lot of pictures out there.
Yeah, there's actually a photo of our group on the 93X Facebook.
I'm not saying.
Can you send that? I don't
Yeah.
have. Baseball.
I'm not saying Jack Ola about Janelle and her spandex other than
You know
she
why?
was wearing it. Yes.
You have etiquette,
Etiquette.
which Ashley needs to learn.
Yeah, I can't relate.
I have golfed once or twice, never enjoyed it, but I know about that shot you're talking about. It can be all bad until you have one great shot, and it didn't light any kind of a fire in me to where I wanted to go back. But many years ago, I don't know what the hell I was doing out there, but it was one of these deals. Oh, I'm going to say we were 60, 70, 80 yards away from the hole, right? So it was one of these deals where you want to give it a little loft, right?
Yep.
And have that sumbitch pop, 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 drop onto the green. Knowing nothing about the game, I asked. Matter of fact, I think this was Waterloo, again, my pal, who is an excellent golfer. One of a few of my pals who are excellent golfers. Waterloo, who may or may not be a club pro. I feel bad. He's one of my oldest friends. I don't even know if he's a pro or not. Lou was with me. Waterloo was with me. And he was the one who told me what club to use. And so I lined it up, and I swung. And I actually looked behind me because I had no idea what I had done. I thought I had maybe missed the ball completely. When I was following through on my swing, I thought maybe I had popped it straight up, or it maybe had gone behind me.
Yeah.
So I look behind me, and then I hear the crowd go, "Oh!" Well, I guess what I had done completely accidentally is loft that ball straight up in the air, landed on the green, a little hoppy hop, landed in the hole.
You're amazing.
So I had that one completely out of control lucky shot.
That's so cool.
It didn't get me interested in the game.
Really, dude, that would have got.
Well, because-
that would keep me coming back forever.
But it was completely accidental.
Yeah, I suppose.
Had I followed through and it just felt so pure, and I watched that ball I didn't know where it had gone until the crowd roared. So, a little different experience. There you go. But bowling, Josh, all you got to do is ask me.
Been a while for me.
I'll go out there and
Couple
bowl
years,
with
probably.
you.
Well, maybe not that long. About a year.
Speaking of being sore, though, I mean, you will be sore the next day.
That is humbling when you're sore from bowling or playing ping pong.
Yeah.
Oh, your body's just not used to that. Yeah.
Damn near anything can do that to you.
Yeah.
At this point in life. Big Toe Jesus texted in on the game of golf. It's a lot like a relationship. It's fun at first. You try real hard, and it still goes to hell.
Yeah.
I can see the comparison there.
It is just it's one of those things that it does suck because you can try so hard and still suck.
Here's a guy who texted in. He's got a hole-in-one in his career.
Wow.
Nice. I wish.
Wow. Okay. Again, for the third or fourth time, I don't speak the language. I know absolutely nothing about golf. But here's what he says. I have a hole-in-one. I am plus 14,000 in the rest of my golf career, but I do have a hole-in-one. So he sucks other. So
Yeah,
kind of like my
trash.
story. Was it a completely lucky shot? Sounds like it was.
I was golfing once with the kids, and one of their friends is 16. He got a hole in one, and it was awesome. The entire golf course was super pumped. Everybody was buying him Slurpees. back at the
Yeah, I was gonna say, did he buy a round at the bar for everybody?
No, they bought him Slurpees.
That's really cool. I've came very close, and I used to golf alone all the time because there's nobody else to golf with after at like noon in the middle of the week, and I would come so close. There was this one hole at this golf course I went to all the time, and I would come so close to a hole-in-one on it sometimes, and I'm like, I don't want to because nobody was there. And so nobody was going to believe me if I was like, yeah, I got a hole-in-one.
Big gut tow truck Jesus. First time he ever went to a driving range. He swung the club and he hit his cousin right in the temple with the golf club.
Oh, no.
At a driving range, I hit a guy with the ball. That was pretty embarrassing.
Well, what do you mean? Where was this guy standing?
Yeah.
Next in the lane next to me. But, so basically what I did is it had like little dividers,
Yeah.
right? And I hit the left divider and went right.
Dude, I'm so afraid of that.
For a split second, I thought about not taking credit for it because, there were so many people there. It could have came from anywhere. But eventually, very quickly, I admitted that was me.
So
it was
you-
one of my first times. Actually, maybe it was my first time at a driving range.
You're meaning to drive, and you just
And it
hit
went straight left,
straight
bounced
left.
off, and went right into that guy.
Yeah. Oh, this is funny. Someone here has texted in, and they're quoting a line from Lou Nanny's book, or one of Lou Nanny's books. I got one right here.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Don't we have one of those?
Yeah, A Passion to Win. Lou Nanny. Maybe he's written more than one. I should try to look this up.
That's from a buddy of mine.
Yes, a friend of yours gifted this book to me.
Oh, awesome.
And the book is autographed by Lou Nanny. Very nice. Who was this friend, Josh?
Joe.
Oh, Joe.
Not the Joe you know, a different
Oh,
Joe.
different Joe. Oh, okay. So anyway, here's a listener. Speaking of Gordy Roberts, who was at Randy's tournament yesterday, and one of my favorite all-time North Stars, and he was golfing with my 4 Legion buddies. Listener texted in with a quote from Lou Nanny's book, where Lou talked about acquiring Gordy Roberts in a trade. And the other GM, whoever that was, said, "Well, Lou, you fleeced me on this trade because Gordy has the best-looking wife in the league." Ah, man, the old days. Oh, wow. What else is going on today? Oh, we're expecting to have an encounter with C. Willie Miles later on today. Tuesdays usually when C. Willie wanders in. He had a great set Sunday night, a great comedy set Sunday night at Randy's fundraiser gala at Medina Ballroom. He had the crowd rolling. I think they really loved it.
And
It was
actually,
so
you,
good.
You mentioned that's the first time you'd seen him live?
Yeah, and I loved it.
Yeah, he's awesome.
I couldn't breathe a couple times.
He's so good on stage.
And he's a good pal of the program. We always love when he comes wandering in. Oh, shut up. Short but fat cheeses. She just texted in a cute joke. She said, if I ever want to be a golfer, which I don't, but she says if I ever wanted to, I should take my tips from Adam Sandler.
I tried to buy the limited edition Adam Sandler Happy Gilmore hockey stick golf club when
So
when it
cool.
came out for the second one, but it was sold out immediately.
Oh, I bet. That'd be awesome. I'd hang that on the wall.
Yeah, I wanted to buy it for my oldest, but like immediately it was gone.
I bet.
Yeah, Cubby knows I got in trouble for bringing out and using a golf. That's not how I wanted to say that. I got in trouble for bringing with and then using a hockey stick as a golf club many years ago. I packed one into the golf bag. We were doing a charity tournament, and I was using the hockey stick, and it was fun. Way more fun than using a friggin' stupid golf club.
The guy you upset there, I think the axe you also brought made it a little worse.
Oh, I had an axe also in case I needed to clear out some, a wooded area. To
Yeah,
find my-
absolutely. You have to come prepared.
Had an axe and a hockey stick in my golf bag, and Father Time, the golf cop, whoever he was out there, the golf ranger who was 3,009 years old, he did not think that was funny. But he got over it, and he's likely gone now. So
you win.
he holds no authority over me anymore. Right, I win. All right, so we expect to see Willie Miles a little bit later on. Might as well get going in the right direction. Usually what comes around next is the stupid news. We'll be back in a few minutes on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Well, hello to our favorite listeners. That's the podcast listeners I'm talking about. It's Dana here, and I'm a Smart Club member of Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, and it's a good thing I am, because my air conditioning unit is older than I am. I had a tune-up recently, and the tech said the thing belongs in a museum. But that's just how good Standard is. They can take a unit from the 70s and keep her humming summer after summer. Right now, you can save $35 on an AC tune-up, or double your savings to $70 off when you add your furnace. Don't wait. Get ahead of things. Procrastination can be fun, but the feeling of checking something off your list is much better. Schedule it by June 15th at standardheating.com and get her done. Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, providing the comfort you deserve since 1930.
Years of hard work, and now you've got pain in your back, your shoulders, your knees, maybe your joints. You need help. Randy Shaver here with the answer. Dave Bialke. He's got over 30 years experience in getting workers' compensation benefits for people just like you. Don't suffer. Call Bialke Law today. 763-571-2410 or go to bialkelaw.com. That's BIALKE law.com. And it spells relief for you.
Stupid news on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
Yeah, we don't mind. We don't mind at all living vicariously through our listening audience. Here's a text message from Two Pumps and a Squeeze Jesus, who says, "Good morning, butt munchers. Today is my Friday. Nothing else matters."
I would agree.
Hope
If I
you
was
don't
in
mind.
that boat.
Hope you don't mind, bro, if we kind of live vicariously through you, if we fantasize today that we are Two Pumps and a Squeeze Jesus, because, damn, I wish today was my Friday. Nothing else matters. He's got a week of vacation, which starts tomorrow.
That's great.
And he says he thinks he's earned it.
I bet he has.
Two pumps and a squeeze. That's all you get. And you know what, Cubby? I bet despite only 2 pumps and a squeeze, I bet he gets you coming back for more.
He must.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. If he knows that's his regular, he knows they're coming back.
All right, the stupid news, huh? I'll tell you what. If you want it, do you want it?
I want it.
You got it. I'm all set over here with a fresh batch of nonsense, beginning with foot juice.
I'm already out.
It's a good way to start the morning. Little eggs, little toast, little foot juice.
Little Coca-Cola.
I don't think I've ever heard of that, foot juice.
I haven't either.
I can tell you this. If foot juice is really what it sounds like, you don't want any of my homemade, freshly squeezed foot juice.
Yours would be really gross. Of everybody here not knowing what everybody's feet are like, I would probably choose yours last.
Not that I imagine any batch of foot juice would be enjoyable. I'm just saying my feet should be your last resort in that department. But at the same time now, I'm not even sure what foot juice is, so let's just try to keep going here. But, I was progressing with my feet, like, say, last summer.
They were getting better?
Yeah, I was, I would hack at them with like a stone,
Oh, yeah. Footstone.
Pumice stone?
Yeah, that sounds
I
right,
don't know.
Dana.
Some kind of a thing. Got a handle on it, and I kind of rake it by the back.
Oh, yeah.
They were getting better.
Loofah? Yeah, pumice stone sounds right.
But now I haven't done. I think they look greatly improved actually from a couple years ago.
How about the nails? Those were kind of gross.
Yeah, they're pretty bad.
Are they still bad?
Yeah.
Just got to paint them.
Paint my nails?
Yeah, and for some reason, like nail polish on your toes lasts forever. I don't know what the deal is, but like you could paint them and then you probably don't have to paint them for like 3 months.
Here's
Would
the
you ever
problem.
get a pedicure?
I did once. It was horrible.
Oh, you didn't? Oh, it's
So
right.
tickly.
Yeah, I think I remember you saying that.
Oh,
now.
it was painful, horrible, tickly. all of
Painful
the,
what? Because they scrape it?
Oh, Jesus balls.
They went
What's
to
your name
town
again?
on your feet.
Josh, they beat the piss out of my feet. It was horrible, and also like, what's your name? Ashley mentioned tickly.
They probably, when you sat down, they probably took it as like a challenge. Like, I'm going to make this guy's feet.
It was very much like the classic scene from Dumb and Dumber. There were sparks flying. It was just horrible. I don't know how the lady put up with it. I don't know why I agreed to it, but on the spot, I decided this is never happening to me. I'm never allowing this again.
They saw your feet and they immediately call in the closer, the old vet from the back.
Yeah.
Only one person can tackle this job.
Yeah, they called in some old blind lady from the back.
Bring in the specialized tools that don't get used too often.
We got to shut down the shop for this job. We can't have the general public in here to see this go down.
When I scrape the balls of my feet with that, it's like a stone with a handle on it. I mean, it looks like a what do you call these things? You do this, you shake them up.
A shake weight?
Then the snow falls.
Snow
Snow globe?
Snow globe. It looked like a snow globe.
Gross.
With the falling dead skin. I always start humming a Christmas tune when I scrape the backs of my
Yuck,
feet.
bro. It's so gross.
The snow plow, the little miniature snow plows come cruising into my bathroom. to plow the roads
Now
free
it's-
of all
now
that
it's
snow.
adorable.
The salt trucks come out.
But it was working, huh?
I thought that the appearance of my feet have improved since last summer when I was really working at it. Now, in the winter, of course, I put them away in a pair of socks. I don't even look at my feet in the winter. But now that summer is back, I'll try to get back on the task. So, none of you are, sickened by the sight of them. Because I do wear flip-flops in the summer. I don't enjoy tennis shoes and whatnot. Like, you guys know that. Here's the problem, though. You brought up painting my nails. If I did that, Ashley, it would probably greatly improve the appearance of my feet. But if I painted my toenails, it would go like this. I would walk into the American Legion.
Oh, yeah.
My friends would see my painted toenails. They would beat me unconscious, and then I think my radio career would be over.
Yeah,
Well,
you're
I
better
don't want
off
that.
just having
Yeah.
gross toes.
Better off having gross toes. Crocs with socks, Jesus. Speaking of feet, he texted in and said, the last time I had a pedicure, he says, wow, so you've had more than one? You're tough. He said, the lady was hacking away at my leathery foot skin. And I swear I heard her say to herself under her breath, Jesus effing Christ. Yeah, she probably did.
Never had one.
Faded and X-rated Jesus wants to know if when I was scraping the dead skin off my feet, if it looked like a cheese grater, like dried out mozzarella. Yes, it did.
My wife goes often and says there's plenty of dudes that go do that kind of thing. I don't know if they're getting their nails painted.
Now, my
Yeah.
wife really wants me to get a pedicure with her. I wouldn't get my nails painted, but
Why?
not for me.
No, I'm sorry.
Oh, why did she want to get
Yeah.
a pedicure? I don't know. She just thinks I'd like it. She thinks that the thing would be a fun bonding experience.
That's what I
for
was
us.
told, too. Oh, you'll like it. Mm-hmm.
So
You'll
not
enjoy
like-
it. I didn't
'cause-
like any of it.
Not because she thought your feet were gross.
Oh, now that I think about it, yeah, maybe there's an ulterior motive there, Josh.
100%.
Oh, really? You don't think it's just a shared experience?
Why would I actually hate going to get pedicures with people or like manicures? Because like the lady's like, I don't know, the lady's doing her job. She probably has to ask me some questions, and I'm trying to relax. Like I don't want to talk to anybody.
Don't they like give you a massage and stuff? I thought my wife said
It
you get, like-
depends, like where you go, how much you pay for. I usually skip all the extra stuff because I'm not a huge fan of people touching my feet. I'm just very ticklish.
They did everything.
I've never been in pain before, Nick. That's alarming.
Everything about it hurt, and it was uncomfortable. And like we said, for now the third time, it tickled. Josh, yes, at the end, they gave me some stupid massage, which I just was praying it would end. The whole thing
is
was
that right?
deceptively quick, Jesus
Yeah, I feel
texted
weird
in.
about it.
You're probably right, deceptively quick, Jesus. He thinks when I had my one pedicure, they got one look at the horror that are my feet. They beat the piss out of my feet so I would never come back. Yeah, you're probably right. They didn't want to see me again. I didn't want to see them again. The feeling was mutual.
Actually, I wonder if they make some sort of nail polish that looks just like normal nails to replace kind of what Nick has, just to get rid of the yellow tint.
Yes.
So you wouldn't be able to tell?
Yeah, they definitely have that.
They have what? I'm sorry?
Like a nail polish that just makes it look like they just repair what you got going on, but it just looks like toes that would be a little more normal.
Oh, Cubby, I've got all kinds of kits at home that I've bought over the years, but then never acted on, that are supposed to repair your nail, take the gross yellow coloring out of it. They've got all those products, Josh. I just have never taken the time to attack that area. I'm good with the dead skin scraping because that takes 20 seconds. But all that, tedious, applying this kind of ooze at the base of your toenail, that all takes time, and I don't have the patience for that.
Oh, people are saying there's fake toenails you can glue on that will look a little more normal.
Again, I'm going to get my ass
Get
kicked.
some French tips.
I
Yeah,
don't
I'm
want
with
to
you
get
on that. I've got buddies just recently that were telling me a list of cars I could get where they wouldn't be friends with me anymore. So I can't imagine if I showed up with painted toenails.
Is it long? Is it a long
It's
list?
quite a few.
Oh, God.
I'll go with my ugly feet over getting my skull kicked in by some Vietnam vets at the Wayzata Legion. All right. The subject matter here is foot juice, but we still haven't learned what that is. What I have here for you,
A lot of people texting in Kenny Loggins lyrics, by the way, when you say foot juice.
Here we go, foot juice. Bust it out. I can't remember how the Kenny Loggins song goes. Kick off your Sunday shoes.
Yep.
There you go. Right, foot juice. We got a couple of cosplay characters. Have any of you ever gotten involved in the cosplay community?
I haven't. I've seen it. Certainly walked by some conventions.
You get into costume, right? You run around town in maybe I don't even understand what cosplay is, but our first story here goes like this. 2 cosplay gals. They made an appearance this past weekend at some type of convention in San Jose, California. They call it Fanime Con. All right. This convention's been up and running since 1994. And by damn, they draw around 30,000 people for Fanime Con, whatever that is. So 2 cosplay gals were at the event, and they're sitting there, and they're holding a sign that said, Fresh Foot Juice. They also had a big fat-ass cooler with some red liquid in there. Maybe it was Kool-Aid. For $10 or so, cosplay fans could come on up to these 2 gals, take a knee, and the gals would pour a glass of that red liquid over their feet and then into the mouths of the thirsty fans. Like, say, back in the day when you might have done a body shot off a stripper or something like that. Instead of licking that drink off the stripper's boobs or belly, in this case, the people were licking that Kool-Aid drink off these gals' little feets.
I don't like it.
I don't have a foot, I don't know if it's fair to say phobia that, like you do, Ashley, you hate feet. But this was pretty gross watching that. I don't think I could do that.
Yeah, I don't need to.
So
I don't need to see.
that's foot juice.
Yeah, the list of foot juice I drink is pretty limited.
Oh, really? Anna Kendrick, is she on that list?
She's on that. That's the first one that came to mind.
What about Anna's Kendrick?
If she offered me some, if she offered me some foot juice, I might be a taker.
Dana, would you like some foot juice? And then that's what Anna Kendrick would say to you. And then you would say, yes, would you like some phlegm?
Because I got plenty of it these days.
You could
Maybe
trade
they'll
those.
take care of that. You drink some of her Aquafita, and that would take care of that phlegm of yours.
Seriously.
So if she offered that to you, you'd say yes?
I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say because that scenario never happened. But sure, for the story, yeah, I think I'd do it.
It says here for $10 to $15 in trade if you were at this Fanime Con in San Jose with the 2 gals selling foot juice. For about $10 to $15 in trade, you could suck the juice off their toes and whatnot. I don't know why the price varied, but it did.
Yeah.
Ain't that a hell of a deal?
Something for everyone out there.
Yeah, go make that money, I guess.
That's kind of funny. I like that they call it foot juice.
So
It's
the
funny they
gals,
did that.
they did make a few bucks letting strangers deep throat their toes. Couldn't that make a player awful sick?
I don't know. Can
I
you
would
get
imagine.
some- do you
Right?
consume athlete's foot? Does that
Get
get somebody sick?
athlete's foot in your throat. Is that even possible? That would be terrible.
Well, what is foot and mouth disease?
Oh, that thing that kids get all the time. Ugh.
Is that from foot juice or foot skin or foot fungus getting into your mouth? Is that what it is?
Guess I'm not sure. I just know that if you have a gnarly case, it looks absolutely disgusting.
I thought that it's just where you saw it. But yeah, I don't know if you transfer one to the other.
yeah, I don't know.
By the way,
Yeah.
people are saying they would agree with you, Dana. Anna Kendrick. Mm-hmm. Poo-poos and pee-pees. Jesus said, name the fluid from Anna. He'll take it. He doesn't care what it is.
He's not picky.
Nope.
I don't think I've ever had anyone's foot in my mouth. A lot of folks are into that. I've never had a foot in my mouth.
That's one of those things where if you're into feet, seems like you're really into feet.
Yeah.
At least for folks I know or stories we read, it's never really somebody. It's like, it's okay.
I feel like I'm kind of rare, though, because I'm very foot neutral. I'm not sexually attracted to feet, but I'm not grossed out by them like a lot of people are. Because, like you mentioned, with people who like feet, Josh, there's the opposite. People who hate feet and are absolutely repulsed by them.
I'm going to go ahead also, Dana. I'm going to join you over there. I'm going to declare myself foot neutral. I don't love them. I don't hate them. And I never really think about them, obviously. And that's part of my problem is that I never think about my feet. I never think that they need to be cared for, and it shows.
Have you ever met somebody, though, that was kind of into them? It's
No.
usually one way or the other, or, right in the middle where it doesn't enter your mind.
I've never met anyone who was sexually attracted to feet at all. Never heard word one about it. You have?
Oh, yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, definitely.
Guy friend of yours?
Yeah.
Loves
Still a friend?
Yeah.
Stella friend.
I was just wondering if you get to ask him questions. I would be so curious if I were you.
I guess, yeah. I never really asked him too many. He explained a couple things you can do with feet.
Let's see. What's this? Oh, he explained some things you could do with them.
Yeah.
I can picture. I've seen him in movies. Big fat cheeses. He said he thinks there's probably less bacteria on your feet than there are on your genitalia. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know anything about that kind of thing. So, mine are pretty bad, as we've established over and over again. But still, I think I'm in pretty good shape compared to a kid that I grew up with. I mean, this was the wildest dude in our neighborhood. He totally lost his mind, unfortunately, but he was the source of just about every over-the-top moment we had between the times we were 10 until we were 30 years old. Just a living legend. Had a pool. His folks had a pool. And I don't know why, but he quite often jumped in and out of that pool with his shoes and socks on. I don't know why he did that. And it had an awful effect on his feet. And one day he jumped in and out of that pool with his shoes and socks on. We're horsing around at his house all day long. We were probably 16 or 17 years old, drinking beers. We had a bunch of gals over, had the time of our lives. After everybody left, it was just him and I at the house. And he finally peels off his tennis shoes and his socks, which had been wet, dry, on and off all day long. And, of course, this wasn't the first time he had been in and out of the pool all day. I could not believe what I was seeing. The bottoms of his feet were completely as white as this sheet of paper.
Oh.
And there were moguls, like bubbles of skin.
Ugh.
And he grabbed some loose skin, like on the bottoms of his feet, and peeled a perfect sheet of skin off of the bottom of his feet.
That's satisfying.
Peeled a perfect layer. When he placed it on the carpeting, it was the perfect shape of the bottom of his feet with his toes. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like his own little foot mask.
It looked like a footprint.
A snake. Yuck.
Kind of sounds nice. That's
It didn't look nice. It maybe felt nice for him.
That's what I was thinking.
And that was just one dead layer. I think he had about 300 or 400 to go to get to where his actual feet began.
It makes it better, but a very good friend of mine and I were roommates in college. We were already friends from high school. His feet were awful. Worst I've ever been around, to the point where the RA had to talk to him about it, saying, you got to get something done because, honestly, the floor, our whole floor smelled like his feet. And so he ended up going to the doctor, and they fixed it. I don't know what they ended up doing, but his feet looked like SpongeBob. There were yellow holes all over. It was some sort of something burrowing into his feet. This stink.
I know those holes.
Oh, you've seen that before,
I've seen
too?
those holes.
It's the worst ever. 2 out of 3 of our kids, their feet reek, but this is on another level. It's like his feet were dying or something.
They can go wrong. They can. If you don't care for them, they can go wrong. Just ask me. I'll tell you. Not big, but bad timing, Jesus says. The only kind of toes going into my yap are camel toes. Here's a guy now. In World War I, they called that trench foot, Cubby, according to CFH bass player Jesus. Trench foot. Yeah,
really?
I've heard that before. I've seen
That's a lot cooler than...
I've seen documentaries about World War I and World War II, even Vietnam, where, these poor bastards are stuck in a foxhole for days and they can't care for themselves at all. It's life or death, right?
Yep.
And their feet are wet and sweaty in those boots and they rot away. Horrible. They can barely walk after a while. Okay, here's a guy.
I can't imagine this buddy in the military, though. Like, outside of being on the front lines of Operation Human Shield, just taking bullets for other people. Wasn't necessarily the most intimidating or toughest guy on the planet.
And everyone's texting in about their breakfast. Okay, stop it. You should know by now not to eat breakfast between about 6:30 and 7:15.
Yeah. That's your fault.
It's your
So
fault.
you're saying it's no longer on us, Ashley?
No.
This is on-
No. Get it together.
We've
It's been
doing
long enough.
Stop trying to eat breakfast during this portion of the show. Not our problem anymore.
It's like, all right, I'm going to have dinner. I'll just fire up Human Centipede.
Yeah. What are you doing? You should know by now. Hey, boy, I could use some lunch. Anybody got any videos of pet surgery? Because I could use some lunch at this point.
I like this conversation. It's not us, it's you.
If you really want to get hip to hip, speaking of getting sick all over yourself, right? If you really want to get hip to hip with the new guy, and both of you can go off to the corner and puke your guts out, if that's what you want, go ahead and look at the pictures of the dude. Oh, speaking of Vietnam, that's where this guy's from. He's got the world record, disgusting 19-foot-long fingernails. I could look at terrible foot disease pictures all day long before I want to look at. I've always been just sickened by the long fingernail people. I'm talking like the world record long fingernail people like we used to see in the stupid Guinness Book of World
Yeah.
Record. This guy's got the new record. 19-foot, 6-inch long fingernails.
How do you
Dude,
do anything?
You can't. You literally, you don't.
I
This
don't
is
understand
so
it, John.
disgusting. I hate him.
It says this guy works as a scaffolder for a living. How?
I don't get that.
I'm sure his coworkers hate him because he probably separates himself from any difficult task. I'm sure his coworkers are tired of this song and dance. They see him every day. He's supposed to be helping out, but oh, well, no, I've got my world record fingernails. I'm just going to have to hang out over here, boys, while you work on the...
Wouldn't you be tempted to run over and just crack them off?
Yes.
Because I imagine they're probably pretty brittle.
Dude hasn't cut his fingernails in 30 years. Come on.
Just do it, dude. That's. Oh, there's
I'm the
probably so
opposite.
much stuff under there.
I like to have mine so trimmed that I'm basically bleeding every time.
I can't do that.
I have to
It,
go
like,
under
hurts.
the pads.
Really, dude? I could never do
Jesus,
that.
what, you got some kind of an obsession or something?
I think it was just like growing up playing guitar. It seemed to get in the way, and I just don't like it. I mean, I'm exaggerating. I don't get that low where I'm killing my fingers, but yeah, I like to get it under the pads.
Mine
Ouchie.
get a little out of control every way. Just the other day, I realized my fingernails were a little long because I was lying on the couch doing nothing, and I had a little itch under my eye, and I, scratched at it, and ow! I mean, I literally cut myself with my stupid, dirty finger. Anyway,
Like watching my wife type on her phone and type. She's got longer nails. It just seems like such a pain.
Nah, you just use the side of your thumb.
That's what she is. She's always her hands always in like weird positions to try and
Yep.
type.
this guy with the world record fingernails out there in Vietnam, you know what his name is, right? Le-ou.
Of course.
Le-ou, he says here now. I mean, he needs to be pulled aside, right? Someone who's close with Le-ou, they need to tell him, we get it, you're the best, you set the record. Now, let's put a lid on this crap and get over it. Get back to a real life. Le-ou says his nails are now longer than the height of an average adult giraffe. He has other weird comments here. I don't understand what Le-ou is talking about. He said, if I were to trim them, I'd feel really uncomfortable and exhausted, both mentally and physically.
Huh?
I don't know why.
Have somebody help you.
I don't know why he says, listen to this. Now, Le-ou also, he says, if it rains, I have to keep them dry. If they get wet, they will soften and fall off. When I'm in a crowded place, if someone bumps into them, they might get broken, so I have to protect them. Yes.
That's
protect
not
them.
exhausting. That seems a lot worse than just the one time trimming your nails.
Yeah.
When was the last time you think Le-ou was intimate with a woman?
Well, I can tell you one activity they probably don't do.
Oh, sure.
Maybe she's into that.
Yeah, cut me up.
Yep.
Le-ou.
Feel bad for anybody whose name is Lou. Somebody heard this story, and from now on, they are La-ou at the job site.
Here's a guy who says, I always leave my pinky nail long for shoveling purposes.
Seen that?
Yeah.
Yeah, my pinky nails, for some reason, I don't know, probably just because like I never use my pinkies. They usually grow a lot longer than my other nails, and so I have to stay on top of that, or else, I look like I do coke.
Yeah, the old long pinky nail.
Or you would keep, what finger? I think it was your pointer finger, for rolling blunts or rolling joints.
Laser.
Really?
Oh,
sheet. What?
thumbnails. Your thumbnails. Duh.
What are
I
we
had to
ta-
do the motion with my hand to remember what nails.
What are we talking about?
I've never heard that before.
If you had a long thumbnail, that meant you were doing what?
If you kept your thumbnails long, it means you were, rolling blunts or rolling joints. It would help quite a bit to have longer fingernails in that situation.
Rizzolin Blizzunts.
Yep.
Back to feet and the sexual nature of feet, if there is any. I mean, I don't see that, but there are those who. Laser Sheet Metal Jesus says it's not the foot, but getting my big toe sucked on is awesome.
I don't know if I'd be comfortable.
Maybe I'll try that.
Which end of it?
Give it a shot.
I wouldn't be doing the sucking.
Yeah, you'd be receiving the
Yep.
sucking.
Give it a friggin' shot. What do we have time for here? Okay, we're doing all right. Forget about the fingernails for a minute. Let's go ahead and move on to the fingertip. The tip, Cubby. This sounds unpleasant as all hell. I got to tell you about this. Happened a good year ago. I think the whole works has now made its way to the local courthouse. Says here over at the Trader Joe's grocery store in Portland, Oregon.
Oh, I love Trader Joe's.
Do you now?
I am such a slut for them.
It's a cult.
Yeah, they have like a huge, very passionate following, right?
Yes, they really are incredible. Shout out to them.
I've never been to one.
I had a bad experience the first time I went there. I was with a girlfriend, and I'd never been to one. And we're shopping around. I'm like, well, where are like the Doritos and stuff? Because
Baby.
Trader Joe's carries all their own line of product. So she goes, go ask the employee where the Doritos are. So I go and ask, and I basically got treated like Pee Wee Herman when he asked where the basement was in the Alamo. They're all laughing at me.
Yeah, I would have laughed too.
I
Like,
didn't know-
you plebe.
I didn't know
Exactly.
that. I knew they had like healthy stuff, or at least that was what I always thought. But I
Yeah,
had no
that's
idea
what they're all about.
I didn't know they didn't sell regular brand.
No.
Yeah, they don't sell anything that has red dye 40 in it. So like, I'm pretty sure Doritos
that's
have
my
something
favorite
like
dye.
that. Yeah, they're like very, very healthy.
What happened now? Okay, Trader Joe's, yeah. It says here at the Trader Joe's in Portland, Oregon, a gal called Julie. She says she bought herself a bottle of orange juice at the joint. Oh, she says she took a swig out of that bottle. She drank quite a bit of it, actually. And there was a big bastard. It was like some 52-ounce bottle of...
What? Why'd she got?
She likes orange juice.
Yeah, all right.
Towards the bottom of that orange juice bottle, she saw something floating in there. She thought it was just a big fat chunk of that pulp, but it was not. She reached in there and pulled out a severed human fingertip.
That's pretty nasty.
She's going to be rich.
That was the last thing I was expecting.
Fingertip, tip, hard as a rock, hard as a rock. What band, Cubby?
I couldn't tell you.
89.
Oh, is that AC/DC?
No.
I thought they had a hard as a rock.
They did,
song.
but that was 95. Ever since I first saw this story about a fingertip, it made me think of the old Bullet Boys song, Hard as a Rock.
Oh, I've never heard that one.
He says something like, you get me hot from my head on my top of my head to my fingertip, tip, hard as a... When the boys first start drinking beer in the movie Beer Fest, when they have the keg and they first tap it, they decide to be a Beer Fest team. All right, let's kill this keg. And they hit a tune box. They're playing Hard as a Rock by the Bullet Boys. That always cracked me up. I always thought, who was the guy in that? What do they call themselves? The
Broken Lizard?
Who was the guy that said, okay, the song we rock out to for the first beer drinking scene in this movie has to be the Bullet Boys? Anyway, sorry I threw us, but that's how my brain works. Gal was drinking the orange juice from the Trader Joe's at the bottom of the bottle. She reached in there and pulled out a severed human fingertip. Julie is her name. She says the fingertip had a little rubber glove at the end of it. She gagged. Her stomach started to feel funny. She went off to see a doctor. And the gist of the story from here on out is that Julie thinks that there might have been other hand parts in her orange juice other than just that fingertip. You know what I'm saying? She's saying, what else did I swallow along the way?
Yeah, that she probably just thought was pulp.
I can handle some pretty gross stuff, I mean, even with food. But, yeah, if I'm swallowing people's body parts, I think that would make me barf for a real long time.
Yeah,
Like
I wouldn't
weeks
sit right
on
for
end.
a while.
Yeah, you think you'd be...
I don't want to. If I'm going to be a cannibal, I want that to be my choice.
Yeah, I would ask the hospital if I could stay there for a while.
You don't think you're going to bottomless mimosas for a while?
You'd spray for a while, I bet,
Yeah.
Cubby, if you knew you swallowed a toe or a finger or a nose or an earlobe or an elbow,
Yeah, that would sicken me.
a rod.
You know, people are kind of passionate about pulp or no pulp, too.
Oh, I want so much pulp, you got to eat it with a spoon.
Yuck.
Yeah,
No,
the-
I just don't want orange juice in general. Get that away from me.
Really? You don't like orange juice?
No, it
Nope.
makes, I don't know why, but
don't
it makes
either?
my tongue itchy.
Instant diarrhea.
Oh, I thought everybody liked orange
I
juice.
used to, and then came the diarrhea.
Yeah, that'll change you, guy.
All right, so this gal, she's looking for $10,000 in damages from the folks at Trader Joe's. Again, she's more or less saying, I found the fingertip, but what else did I drink?
Kind of surprised it's only 10 grand just in the way you hear so many of these stories, right? And it's astronomical. Like the pain and suffering, I want $1 million for that, I want $1 million for this, $10 million for that.
The rubber glove at the end of a little fingertip. That leads me to believe that it was, a food worker,
Yep.
right? They wear the rubber. But who friggin' knows?
That kind of makes it better, I guess.
That it had a rubber on
Yeah.
it? Oh, I don't ever want to see you in that condition, Josh. I
The
don't know.
barfing like
yes,
that?
I don't ever want to see that happen to you.
Sports on the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
I'll tell you, we got plenty to discuss at 7:30 when Randy Shaver and we assume C. Willie Miles duck into the mix here on the Half-Assed Morning Show. You're a terrific crowd. For now, I'll just throw a couple things your way and we can move on with our lives. Cubby has a news report he's been working on for, hours. Twins losing streak is over. They put a few runs on the board last night, 9 of them. Beat the White Sox 9-6. That's awful nice. Game 2 is tonight. How do I say this? It's a 3-game series. Tonight will be game 2 of that series. Grand Slam hitting last night's ball game.
Those are fun.
It's always fun when you see tonight on Channel 5, Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final. Raleigh, North Carolina is the host city for Game 1. North Carolina Hurricanes, Las Vegas Golden Knights. Before we move on,
Do you have a favorite? Is there somebody you're hoping wins, or do you?
I'll cheer for North Carolina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the consensus, is it not? As far as the fan votes go,
I don't know. I guess I haven't looked anything like that up.
kind of seems that way.
I mean, what do you call the other team again?
Golden Knights.
Las Vegas. They just won the Cup 2-3 years ago.
Yeah, that's why.
North Carolina hasn't won the Cup since 2006. And plus, I'll always have a little bit of a soft spot for the North Carolina Hurricanes because they used to be the Hartford Whalers. And I always liked the Hartford Whalers when I was a kid. I loved their jersey concept. I loved their color scheme. I loved kind of how forgotten and anonymous they were during the bulk of their existence. I even have an old Hartford Whalers jersey.
Get out of town.
That's right. Where was I going with this? We were making everybody sick earlier in our stupid news report, talking about feet. We were talking about foot juice. Oh, God, foot juice. We got to talking about fingertips, severed fingertips, gross, this, that. Everyone was bitching on our text machine about how gross we are. Listen to this text, Josh, here from O-Town Carpenter Sauna Jesus. He said his girlfriend threatened to leave him because of his dirty and disgusting habits. He said he was so shocked, he almost choked on his toenails.
Well, what were the habits? Get back to us.
Josh's news report is next.
93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Well, hello to our favorite listeners. That's the podcast listeners I'm talking about. It's Dana here, and I'm a Smart Club member of Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, and it's a good thing I am, because my air conditioning unit is older than I am. I had a tune-up recently, and the tech said the thing belongs in a museum. But that's just how good Standard is. They can take a unit from the 70s and keep her humming summer after summer. Right now, you can save $35 on an AC tune-up or double your savings to $70 off when you add your furnace. Don't wait. Get ahead of things. Procrastination can be fun, but the feeling of checking something off your list is much better. Schedule by June 15th at standardheating.com and get her done. Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, providing the comfort you deserve since 1930.
Years of hard work, and now you've got pain in your back, your shoulders, your knees, maybe your joints. You need help. Randy Shaver here with the answer. Dave Bialke. He's got over 30 years experience in getting workers' compensation benefits for people just like you. Don't suffer. Call Bialke Law today, 763-571-2410, or go to bialkelaw.com. That's BIALKE law.com. And it spells relief for you.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
What in the actual are you guys doing?
On 93X.
I just don't understand how a competition can lead to something like this when it's supposed to be for fun, for sport, friendly, family competition is really disheartening.
3 competitors were stabbed during a shocking overnight attack at a national sporting event in Las Vegas, leaving them injured and unable to compete or enjoy a well-earned sugar cube. 3 horses were stabbed by a teenage girl during a bizarre barn rampage at a national barrel racing event in Las Vegas over the weekend.
Dude.
The attacks happened early Saturday morning inside a barn at the South Point Hotel, Casino, and Spa's Equestrian Center, which was hosting a major horse racing event.
My parents go there like a couple times a year, South Point, and they've seen the horse shows there.
Oh, have they really?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh, there's not going to be any anymore.
A teenage kid stabbed 3 horses to death?
No, not to death, luckily. Not to death. Organizers of the 2026 NBHA Professionals Choice Vegas Super Show announced Friday that someone that was scheduled to compete had been removed from the competition because of a horse mistreatment issue. That announcement proved to be an unsettling foreshadowing of what would follow. Police said officers were called to the barn about 2 a.m. the next morning after learning 3 horses, identified by the owners as Saul Good, whose weekend was not, in fact, Saul Good, Rocket, and Detail, who'd been intentionally injured with a knife. Detail's owner, Ariel Phillips, described the suspect as a crazy, obsessed stalker who repeatedly visited her horse's stall.
Yes.
Phillips said the teen has been, quote, following me on social media for a long time, obsessing over Detail, obsessing over meeting me. Investigators soon identified the teenage competitor as a suspect, noting she had access to the barn where the horses were kept. The girl was later found at a nearby hotel where she was taken into custody without incident.
There's so much of this. So much of this has me enthralled, Cubby.
Yeah.
A teenage kid obsessed with equestrian events?
Yeah,
That's
supposedly
never
she was
happened before.
some sort of competitor as well, and
Usually teenage kids are obsessed with their favorite singer or maybe obsessed with a classmate or a teacher. A teenage kid obsessed with equestrian characters is a new one for me. So where did she stab? What did she stab them with?
a knife
Where?
all over,
And they-
supposedly.
Okay.
God.
While the horses are expected to recover, authorities said their injuries will prevent them from competing.
Oh, that sucks.
Wow, that is so friggin' psychotic.
That is psychotic.
I saw some human-on-horse violence once. Late night downtown Minneapolis, bar closed. Somebody thought it'd be funny to punch the police horse. That did not end well for that gentleman.
No, that's
What is wrong with
That's
him?
assaulting a police officer.
Yeah, they
major
don't play
crime.
about that.
Oh, they beat his ass.
Good.
I know a guy who hates horses. I mean, he hates them. He inherited 3 or 4 of them when his folks died, and he did not want them. And eventually, he was able to rid himself of them in varying ways. But I don't think he would ever, as much as he hated horses and still hates them, I don't think he'd ever walk into the barn and stab them to death.
Yeah, it's pretty awful.
That is a sick level right there.
You guys know how I like to toss in weird holidays if they fit into the story on any particular day?
Sure.
Coincidentally enough, today is National Stab a Horse at Random Day.
Whoa.
She was
Man.
just celebrating early.
Yeah, let's
That
go out
is-
to the farm.
One of the greater coincidences in the history of this radio show.
It's amazing the timing. For real, though, June 2nd does come with a couple of unusual holidays, quote unquote. One is fairly straightforward National Rotisserie Chicken Day.
Delicious.
today. But the other is considerably weirder. Today is Yell Fudge at the Cobras in North America Day. Every June 2nd, participants are encouraged to step outside at noon precisely, face south, and shout fudge at the top of their lungs. The idea is that the noise and apparently the word itself will help keep cobras from invading North America.
That is the dumbest thing I've heard all day.
It is. The holiday is built on a joke, Cobras hate fudge. It was created in the early 1990s by Thomas Roy and Ruth Roy, founders of Wellcat Holidays. They're known for inventing dozens of these offbeat observations intended to inject a little humor into everyday life.
What drugs were they doing in the early 90s? They came
Yeah.
up with this.
They're running out of stuff. Yell fudge at the Cobras in North America Day.
Tell those folks that I hate their guts.
An Iowa man is behind bars after responding to a denied speaker request by getting remarkably stabby. 21-year-old Nathan Norrell, who seems to have an adversarial relationship with the word no, was arrested hours after police say he stabbed his mother in their West Des Moines home. She was treated for non-life-threatening injuries, but told police she believed her son was trying to kill her because she had the nerve to tell her son he couldn't use her speaker. According to investigators, he'd been drinking heavily that night. At some point, he asked his mother if he could use her speaker in the bathroom to play some tunes. She told him he could not use her speaker, and that's when the trouble began. Authorities say he armed himself with a large fixed-blade knife, waited in the bathroom for his mother to enter, then attacked her, stabbing her in the neck.
Jesus,
Despite
dude.
her injuries, she made her way to the kitchen to tend to her wounds, and when she called 911, Norrell suddenly remembered he had somewhere else to be. Authorities say he skipped the meet and greet with the 5-0, caught an Uber to his grandfather's house, then later turned himself in at the local police department.
This is part of the reason why it's so important for kids to move out at one point or another.
Yes, it is. Or else you're going to end up stabbing somebody.
Right, exactly.
Got to get out of the house.
You got to get out of there at one
Or
point.
getting stabbed, yeah.
Yep.
You're going to be on one end of that. When questioned, he reached for the well-worn criminal classic, the I don't recall a thing defense. He claimed he blacked out from alcohol and other medications and couldn't remember exactly what happened. He was arrested for attempted murder.
Attempted murder.
Sadly, here's more disrespect to matriarchs, but this one may have had it coming. A woman described by law enforcement as one of the most wanted drug offenders in Florida was arrested earlier this year.
I bet she's gorgeous.
She's not. After her son threatened to kill her with a katana.
Oh, that's pretty cool, though.
Yeah, if I was going to be killed by some sort of bladed instrument, like a sweet samurai sword would probably make it a little easier. It's hard to stay low profile, of course, when summoning deputies to your living room for a katana incident, so cops were able to find 51-year-old Jernine Green and take her into custody on multiple outstanding warrants, including trafficking in cocaine, fentanyl, hydrocodone, and multiple other charges. The sheriff's office arrived after Green called 911 to report her son had been drinking and damaging property. She told dispatchers he was swinging a katana-style sword, threatening to kill her and, quote, everyone else. According to deputies, they could even hear the son threatening his mother during the 911 call. At the time the son was cuffed, Green was arrested on drug-related warrants, and she would have gotten away with it if it weren't for some pesky kid wielding a samurai sword. Deputies said the katana was found at the residence, and officers are training with it in order to open beer bottles at precinct parties. Police say they had no idea of her whereabouts until they were called to the home for the unusual incident.
And she's the one who called the police.
Yeah, she was afraid for her life. and
Yeah.
they're like, sweet, we finally found you. Have you ever seen somebody open a beer bottle with a sword?
I've seen YouTube videos.
Yeah,
It's
me
pretty
too.
Cool.
I want to see it in person. Although maybe it's too dangerous in person, but YouTube videos looks pretty sweet.
No, that sounds like a good way to maybe lose your tallywhacker.
Patriarchs aren't out of the line of fire either, and this incident actually kind of sounds like a movie in the making. A West Virginia man was arrested after making a mess of his father's face with a crossbow, then treating law enforcement to a multi-county workout through difficult terrain. Authorities said Chase Fleming was taken into custody after an exhaustive search and a lengthy foot pursuit spanning 2 counties. Jackson County Sheriff Ross Mellinger said Fleming entered his father's home carrying a crossbow. The two began arguing, and Fleming fired. The bolt struck the victim's face just below his left eye and exited through the back of his head.
Deputies arrived on scene shortly thereafter. That's when they found the victim had been shot in the face, with this crossbow. The arrow or the bolt, the crossbow bolt, had actually already been removed from the skull.
Remarkably, his father survived the bolt to the face.
No, he didn't.
He did, while the son bolted from police.
He shot his dad in the face, and he removed that arrow?
Yeah, it went right through the back of his head. How the guy's still alive is beyond me. It's really remarkable, the sheriff said. After the shooting, Chase Fleming fled in his pickup truck, and Chase led police on a pursuit. He later crashed, then added a little cardio by fleeing on foot. Deputies pursued the man with multiple canine units and drones, leading to a capture a little less glamorous than Chase's chase itself. He was found hiding under a rock.
Wait, really?
They'll never find me here.
I bet he was pretty shocked, too, that Dad survived that.
Yeah.
Jesus, balls.
Yeah. Usually when someone drops the annoying classic, "Do you know who I am?" line, it's because they're a celebrity, a politician, or at least someone with a title that carries a little more weight beyond a 3-block radius. But then there's this guy. The president of an HOA in Central Florida has been accused of pushing a 12-year-old to the ground during a verbal confrontation last week. Responding to a call Tuesday about 8 p.m., deputies met with the boy and his grandfather. Investigators learned the kid had been riding his bicycle around the nearby clubhouse before becoming tired and stopping near the tennis court to rest. That's when neighborhood narc Paul Holmes began staring at the boy and making odd facial expressions. The 12-year-old decided to leave, but not before flipping Holmes off on his way out.
Oh, is that right?
Hell yeah.
According to the boy, Holmes didn't appreciate that gesture. Apparently, Holmes felt the 12-year-old had failed to show the proper respect for his perceived greatness, which isn't entirely surprising when the only thing more inflated than HOA fees was his opinion of himself. He approached the child, pushed him to the ground, and demanded, "Do you know who I am? I'm the president of the HOA." A sentence which probably sounded a lot more intimidating in Holmes' head than it did to anyone else. As a matter of fact, the kid didn't know what an HOA was.
Yeah, he's 12.
Holmes then took the boy's bicycle, loaded it into his vehicle, and drove away, stealing the bike. Deputies said they spoke with Holmes, who initially refused to return the bicycle before eventually giving in. He claimed there'd been ongoing issues with juveniles gathering around the clubhouse late at night when the club was closed, although the juveniles had not been observed committing any criminal activity, damaging any property, or bothering anyone. As a matter of fact, police hadn't even heard that before. Holmes said they were not members of the club, though, and therefore had no business being there. He further claimed he only took the bicycle so security could identify the boy and his parents. That explanation failed to impress the cops who arrested him on charges of child abuse and theft.
Roughing up the kids in the neighborhood, huh?
You steal a kid's bike? What's wrong after you push him off of it? That's so messed up.
Yeah, but it's kind of hilarious, too.
Yeah.
Got a bit of a temper, this guy.
I bet the kid's just sitting there like, what is happening?
Yep. The
I'm
guy
not
in
afraid
charge
of a 12-year-old.
making sure your garbage cans are put back in the garage by a certain amount of time. He's the toughest guy in the neighborhood.
God, I'm glad I've never had to deal with that.
Oh, they
It's
suck.
annoying, yeah.
They suck.
Yeah, see, whenever we have these conversations about the old HOA, I always hear so many horrible things. But I lived in a townhouse for 3 years or so that was part of a homeowners community, and there were letters that would come my way every now and again. There were meetings that I never attended. Other than that, I never even knew that they existed. So I guess I got real lucky because a lot of folks have these terrible experiences. I had zero experience.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, certainly there's some that barely do anything. I know we're one house away from being in an HOA.
Nice.
But there's people, they walk the neighborhood to make sure everyone's complying to the certain rules.
How much time do you have on your hands?
Well, a lot
of them are retired.
Yeah, they're
sure.
Exactly.
They're retired, and this is their thing. Oh, geez, I didn't see the time here. We got to go.
Doesn't matter.
Dana Carvey, 71 today.
Yeah, president of the Male Dana Club.
Well, President Palmer on 24. Sergeant Major Blaine on the unit. All-state insurance spokesperson. And, of course, Pedro Serrano and Major League Dennis Haysbert, 72. Leave it to Jerry Mathers, the Beaver, to make it to 78. Happy birthday to the Beav.
Boy, it's one of those characters where almost every time you bring up his name, I imagine that he was already dead.
I can see why. I mean, if you're on a show
Wally is dead.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. But how about the Beeve? I mean, this is a
I
guy.
love Leave It to Beaver.
He visited our studios many years ago. He and Wally.
Really? That would have been awesome.
I think I'm remembering that correctly. He and Wally came into town. I don't know what the hell they were doing here, but they were just wonderful guys.
Metal Grinding to Burring Jesus checking in. He's sending a congratulations to his daughter Katerina. God, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And the St. Francis class of 2026 graduating tomorrow. Stuck Living in Iowa Jesus said he listens to the podcast because he can't at work. So he asked for a shout out to the North Branch class of 1985. Boy, he's behind on podcasts.
Yeah.
I mean, really far behind. Get well soon to one tough son of a B, Brian. We were sad to learn he was injured in a motorcycle accident over the weekend. Thankfully, surviving to tell the tale. So get well soon, brah. Congratulations to Mexican Rice Runner Jesus and family. They found out there's a new member of the Mexican Rice Runner family on the way. Minnesota 911 living in Wisconsin, Jesus would like to wish her favorite youngest daughter, Lexi Lou, a happy 12th birthday, and happy birthday to Minnesota Moses. That's 93X News.
Randy Shaver.
On the Half-Assed Morning Show.
All right, we got loud music. C. Willie Miles has wandered into the room. Hello, C. Willie.
What's up?
How you doing?
Man, I'm just trying to make it, brother. Just trying to make it.
Let's collectively check in and see if Randy Shaver's still breathing. Randy?
I'm still breathing.
Oh, you sound good.
Oof. Longest couple of 3 days of your year has about wrapped up, huh?
Well, not about wrapped up. It has wrapped up.
Well, good.
Yes.
You did a lot of good for a lot of people. You worked your ass off. You raised a lot of money. Yesterday was Randy's big golf tournament. Congratulations again on getting through it.
Thank you. Yes. It was a long 2 days, but it was a great 2 days. And a lot of fantastic people helped us raise a lot of money for cancer research and patient aid here in Minnesota. So,
C. Willie Miles was out golfing yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
Full show.
You had a good time?
Had a great time, man. Had a great crew.
Made some new friends?
Oh, yeah. Big Kev over there at Care 11. And
Big Kev.
Big Kev. That's what I call him now. Doug from Care 11. He was, he's lefty, but man, he puts it on it.
Were you the best of your foursome, fivesome?
Oh, no.
Oh, no?
Absolutely not. I had some really good shots.
Yeah.
I was there when they needed me. Let's put it that way. You know, that's what I'm there for. That's what I am. I'm clutch. I'm that guy. If you don't need me, don't call me. Okay. I'm support team. That's
you
what
were
I
there.
am.
You were there when they needed you.
Right.
Well, that's wonderful to hear.
Yeah. I was telling C. Willie when he walked in that Ashley was raving about your performance Sunday night.
Right.
It's what I've been telling her for decades. You got to check them out. And finally she had an opportunity. And everybody said how much fun it was Sunday night with your performance.
Yeah, I think it was awesome. It was. I can't remember the last year I did it, but it was fire on Sunday night. I had a good time. And it helps to know a lot of the people there.
Right.
You know what they like and what they will laugh at and so forth. And but what I want to do this before it's all said and done. I want to shout out to the Plymouth police that did not pull me over because I was honestly speeding and I was talking to my wife, and sometimes she gets me so amped up talking about my show because my wife was then you did this part, then you did, oh my God, how you followed that up, you know what I mean?
So
and I was speeding
on your way home from the event. Oh, okay.
It was raining.
Yeah,
and the cop was sitting in the boulevard there. That's what I call them because I'm from Alabama.
The boulevard,
the curve, where you make a flipper, a crappie,
Oh, you talking about a roundabout?
No, and he was just in the middle of the.
Oh, the median.
Median.
Yeah.
I didn't know the word right.
All right.
And he was sitting right there, and the lights were off. I saw him, and I couldn't react fast enough. He pulled out behind me on 55 and followed me from. I was only probably a half a mile away from coming from Medina Ballroom.
Sure.
And he followed me all the way to Vicksburg.
Okay.
Oh boy.
I know that area.
Yeah. And then he did not turn his light. He was right behind me, like right on my bumper.
Oh, that's when you know.
He ran my place. I'd say, he's pulling me over. He's pulling me over. He's pulling me over. There's no way he's not. And all of a sudden, he just whipped over in the left lane. I think he ran my place, realized I haven't had traffic. I didn't have no warrants or nothing like that.
He saw your clean record.
Yeah, and then probably ran the plate, saw C. Willie and was like, "No, I see Willie.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna pull him over."
Well, good for you.
In my mind, that's what I'm thinking.
He must have saw that. You must have read all of your information. And
absolutely.
You are an upstanding
so
citizen.
I want to shout out to that guy and say thank you, sir, because that would have ruined a great night.
It was a great night.
And it would have been my fault.
You did knock it out of the park Sunday at Randy's Gala out there at Medina Ballroom. So,
awesome.
I had a chance to run out to Rush Creek yesterday and hang out with Ashley and Janelle and our sales guy, Eric, who were golfing. This was in the afternoon yesterday. And I got a chance to hang out with my 4 Legion buddies who were golfing in the event. And they had.
You said they did real well?
Well, they're very good golfers, all 4 of them. But I don't think they were giving it their best. It looked like they were, as usual, much more dialed into the beer and alcohol than they were. But they really enjoyed being out there, and they really enjoyed who they were paired up with. I already explained this earlier to Dana and Josh and Ashley. Being 4 guys in their 50s who grew up here loving hockey, it was a real thrill for them to be paired up with former North Star Gordy Roberts.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Gordy's good people.
Just a wonderful guy. And, Randy and I talked a little bit about Gordy yesterday. I had a chance to chat with him, too. He just still comes off like a young man.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. The way he carries himself, the way he interacts with people, he's so friendly. He just comes off like a kid, like he's having the time of his life. Yep. So a word up to Gordy Roberts. My pals really enjoyed golfing with you yesterday, and I was just happy as hell to have a chance to talk with him again.
Yeah.
So that was cool. Ashley needs to work on her language when she golfs. We covered that earlier. She needs to work on her golf etiquette. She's not here to defend herself right now. Maybe we'll bring it up when she comes back into the studio. But when I was visiting with Ashley, she was swearing quite loudly on the golf course. Within 10 minutes, Randy Shaver, I heard 2 F-me's.
Yeah.
2 skull F's. She said that twice out loud. Skull F. She told me to go F myself twice, and there was an S word in there as well.
Wow.
Quite loud.
Now, in her defense, I'm probably sure that she heard those things from Janelle first and just copied what Janelle was saying.
Yeah, she wanted to be like Big Sister.
That's right.
I think I've only heard Janelle swear once.
Yeah,
I think the blame needs to go on the Norwegian ox more than it does for Ashley.
Yeah, she's a bad influence.
You're right,
She's
Janelle.
a bad influence.
She comes
really
from Faribault. She's a heavy drinker, Janelle Klein.
Somebody sent me a picture of her shotgun and beers in the parking lot before she even got in her car.
Oh yeah.
She is possibly going to be swinging by to see us on Friday.
I think
Janelle Klein.
I think the Plymouth cop was waiting for her. So.
You know what?
Easy, Dewey.
Did.
Yeah, maybe I'll bring this up, too, when Ashley comes back into the studio. I did see, I believe, some members of the Rush Creek, how do you say it, Josh? I did see some members of the Rush Creek Golf Club attempt to apprehend Ashley and Janelle yesterday over their golf cart etiquette as well. We're using the word etiquette a lot this morning. Their golf cart etiquette was questionable, so maybe someone remind me to bring that up when Ashley comes into the...
Were they in places they shouldn't be?
Yes, I'll explain, if you remind me when Ashley comes back. So there you go. Congratulations, Randy, on another nice event.
Well, thank you. I think the numbers are not finalized yet, but I think we're going to be around 420,000, something like that, for the 2 days. And
I'll be damned.
so it was a great 2 days. And again, my thanks to Rush Creek, who do such a phenomenal job. They're such great people, Derek and Jenny and the whole crew out there. And Medina Ballroom, Medina Entertainment Center, the Raskov family, just amazing people. And everybody else, from Culver's to Big Boar to Rock Elm to everybody. Warner Stallion, thank you so much for everything.
You got some cool people helping you out, no question.
And you guys.
Oh.
93X has become a big part of this, and I appreciate that very much.
Well, don't mention it, Randy Shaver, because it's our pleasure. So we got Randy and C. Willie. We got plenty to cover here as far as jock sniffing goes. If you don't mind, let's get some of the bad stuff out of the way. We lost some people yesterday and the day before. Claude Lemieux was just a couple of days ago. Now, unfortunately, we lost Rick Adelman.
Yeah.
Wow. One of the greatest NBA coaches to ever do it.
Did not know that.
Yeah.
Coached here with the Wolves for a couple 3 seasons.
Short years, yeah.
3 years. Those were his last years as an NBA coach. Rick Adelman has passed away at 79 years old. I think I have this right. I think he's the 10th winningest coach in the history of the game.
Yeah.
I really loved his Portland Trailblazer teams in the late 80s. And you want to talk about entertaining basketball. I mean, maybe anybody could have coached those teams, and I mean that in no disrespect. Just there was so much talent and athleticism on those Portland Trailblazers teams that Rick Adelman coached in the 80s and 90s that maybe most of his time he was just spent sitting on the bench going, wow. Because you had Clyde Drexler, and you had Terry Porter, and you had Jerome Kersey, and you had
Buck Williams.
Kevin Duckworth. Maybe Kevin Duckworth wasn't the most athletically gifted.
No.
And by the way, Duckworth is gone. Kersey is gone already.
Right.
Those guys died young. I'm forgetting one more player in that.
Guard.
Drexler, Porter, Duckworth, Buck Williams, Jerome Kersey. I'm missing one more. Maybe was Adelman there when Rasheed Wallace? That's a different generation. But anyway, those were great teams. If Michael Jordan never came around, Rick Adelman would have won a couple of titles with those teams.
Yeah.
And he did a good job here in Minnesota too. So his son still is the head, or did he?
He's still there in
Denver.
Yeah.
Okay, he didn't lose his job. I thought maybe he lost his job.
I don't think so.
Top 10 of all time.
One thing I know about Rick Adelman is that he was a player's coach. You know what I mean? Like the players, he loved the players. Players, there's not one player that said anything bad about Rick. Not one single.
I believe you.
Yeah.
I got that other player, and I think he also died young. Cliff Robinson.
Yes.
God dang. That's who I was forgetting with the headband.
Yep. Cliff. I couldn't.
Cliff Robinson, Jerome Kersey, and Kevin Duckworth are all gone, are they not? That is so sad.
Yeah.
Our listeners are bombing me with that text. Cliff Robinson. God dang.
And if you talk about Rick Adelman, you got to bring up those early 2000 Sacramento Kings teams. Just unbelievably fun to watch.
Oh, yeah.
Weber, Bibby, Peja, Vlade, Doug Christie. They were a lot of fun.
Bobby Jackson.
Bobby Jackson was on that team.
Yes.
F me running.
Yes.
And you mentioned that he would have won titles in Portland if Jordan never got drafted. He would have won a title with the Kings if David Stern hadn't stepped in and said, no, we need the Lakers in the finals.
That's very true. I don't argue that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You cannot watch the highlights of Game 6 and 7. You cannot watch those and not say the fix was in.
I had forgotten about his days with the Kings, but my damn did he have some loaded clubs.
Mm-hmm.
Larry Fitzgerald Sr. has died at 71 years old now.
Shocker.
That was a shocker. I was a good.
What a shocker.
That was a good friend.
I didn't know
Larry was one of your pals? I'm sorry, C. Willie.
When I worked in radio, he did the sports for us. Kind of like what Randy does here.
Mm-hmm.
But did a much better job?
Much better.
More respected?
Yeah.
Really, Dana? Really?
It was right there for me, Randy.
Really,
I couldn't resist.
And I
you
co-signed it, Randy, and I apologize. I co-signed it because it came at me so fast.
Yeah, I know.
And I had to react, and that's on me.
I hadn't heard that before. Co-signed it.
No, he went very long a lot of the time on the radio. You only allow so much time, but Larry would read you all the sports. He would cover everything.
Yeah.
And but no, he was I've been knowing him ever since I was in college. When he wrote for the Sportsman and whatever, he would come to St. Cloud. It's the only paper that would cover us up there. And
Minnesota Spokesman Recorder.
Yep.
That's what it has. That's what I have in front of me here.
Yep.
40 years in the business here, local media.
Yep.
So Larry Sr. was when K-Fans started back in the 90s or mid 90s, I think, something like that, maybe earlier than that. He was there. He was one of the first original voices on KFan. He and Eric Nelson did a show together. Chad and Barrero were part of that. I was there with Dave Huffman and then later Joe Sensor and Michelle Tafoya. But Larry Sr. was a big part of the beginnings of KFan. And obviously well known throughout the Twin Cities. He was a great supporter of Denny Green. When Denny Green was here, and Denny had a lot of controversy that came with him in different ways. And Larry was obviously a big advocate of Denny's, and rightly so, because Denny did a lot of great things here too, as the head coach of the Vikings. So
Larry,
it's a loss. And the sad part to me is that his son, Larry Jr., is going to go into the Hall of Fame in 2 months.
Oh, man.
Right.
And Larry Sr. is not going to be able to see it.
That's
That
terrible.
breaks my heart.
That's just awful. That's just awful.
That's a shame.
So, Bob Hagan, the former Vikings PR guy, media guy, told me about this yesterday at the golf event, and I was shocked. I did not hear. Did you hear anything? See, Willie, that he was sick?
Honestly, no, I didn't. And I didn't know he had passed until I got home.
Yeah, I found out yesterday. Like I said, Bob told me yesterday. We were during the afternoon shotgun. We were sitting up at the golf club, just getting a glass of water, and Bob walked up and said, "Hey, did you hear about Larry Sr.?" And I went, "What?" So it's a shocker. It's a shocker to a lot of people.
Our condolences to the Fitzgerald family.
Yeah.
Finally, as far as sports characters, sports personalities passing on, no local connection here, but this just brings back memories of when I was a little kid when I first started reading books about football. And, of course, I was drawn to the pictures because I was not the brightest kid in the world. I wouldn't read much. I'd just check out the pictures. When I was very little and first started learning about football, I was drawn to the quarterbacks and the wide receivers. And the two wide receivers that grabbed me right away were Ray Berry and Lance Allworth.
Wow.
Raymond Berry died yesterday at 93 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
And he was
the premier wide receiver of his era.
Yes, he was.
In fact, he set the table for all the great wide receivers. And, he played with Johnny Unitas, who was one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. I mean, he was, we take wide receivers for granted in a lot of ways because there's so many great players. But in his era, he was the wide receiver.
Yeah.
I mean, he was.
He and John Unitas wrote the book, really.
Yeah, they did.
Went on to coach for quite a few years after he was done playing. Impressive that he made it to 93.
Wow.
A lot of folks forget this, but I think I have this correct. I hate to put my foot in my mouth here, but when the New England Patriots made it to the Super Bowl in 1985, where they were eviscerated by the Chicago Bulls. Chicago Bears. Just the fact that team got to the Super Bowl was a massive upset in the 85 season. That was Ray Berry who coached that club with Tony Eason and Steve Grogan and toggling back and forth at quarterback, and Craig James was their running back. That was one of the most underappreciated upsets in NFL playoff history, that the Patriots made it all the way to that championship game. Those were a couple of the guys when I first started learning about football. It was Ray Berry wearing that number 82 jersey for the Colts, and Lance Allworth wearing 19 for the San Diego Chargers. So there you go.
In high school football, we did some workout each summer called the Raymond Berry workout, where everything had to be absolutely perfect, because I guess he was known for his precise route running and training, and everything was always perfect. So we had to do this elaborate workout, and if anything wasn't perfect, start over.
It was the Ray Berry operation.
Yep.
One thing I remember about when he was coaching the New England Patriots, for whatever reason, they decided that the coaches were going to wear white shirts and bright red pants on the sideline. It was the 80s, right?
Oh, yeah.
They looked so silly. I always felt bad for Ray Berry. Here was this gritty wide receiver from the black and white days of the 60s, right? You know what I mean? And now he's on the sideline wearing these colorful red pants looking like a golfer. No offense, Randy and C. Willie Mull.
Right.
Anyway, the Twins' losing streak is over. Last night they tossed a bunch of runs up on the board. They beat the White Sox 9-6. Tristan Gray hit a grand slam in the 4th inning. He did. He's hit a couple of those now this season.
That's his second, yeah.
Of all people, Tristan Gray.
Yeah.
They added a few more runs in the 5th. Joe Ryan looked all right. They continue the series tonight in Minneapolis with Davis Martin and Connor Prelip, who I think matched up just a few days ago. Did they not?
I think so, yeah. Dave St. Peter was out playing golf at my event yesterday morning, and Dave is such a great guy, former Twins president. And I said to him something about, hey, how long do you think it'll take for the Twins to turn around and get this thing back going again? Just trying to make idle conversation. And he got fired up, and he said, you know what? Every Twins fan should want this salary cap to happen.
Oh, yeah.
Because if the salary cap happens, then baseball will be everybody will be on a fairly even playing field, and that will allow the Twins to be competitive.
I can't imagine any baseball fan who wouldn't want that.
Yeah, so he was really adamant. Now, will it get done? I keep reading. I think I read even
it'll be
this
ugly.
morning. Oh, it's going to be. David said we'll probably lose half a season.
It's going to be ugly.
But he said in the long run, it will be the best thing for baseball if they can get that figured out.
Great. I'm for it 100%.
I am too. I just, because, and if I lived in Los Angeles and only cared about the Dodgers, then maybe I wouldn't. But, we live here, and for, medium market teams that have lost this huge chunk of money because of TV rights, local TV rights,
right.
It's a necessity.
Absolutely.
But, the players, the argument's going to be I read the number this morning. The players will lose $500 million if this happens. You know what? The game is going to lose so much more, I think, if they don't figure that out.
Here's a listener who says no Dodgers or Yankees fans want a salary cap. Sure,
right.
I
right.
get, but really, even if I was a Dodger or a Yankee fan, I mean, open up your eyes.
Right.
You know why your team is winning every year. Because it's not fair. Don't you want fairness? I mean, sure, we won the World Series. I get all that, but at the same time, even a Dodger or a Yankee fan in their right mind has to sit there and look at the numbers and say, this is not right.
It's kind of like playing a... Dang it. It's kind of like playing a season on Madden where you turn all the penalties off and play on rookie mode, and you're like, I won the Super Bowl.
Right. Of course you did.
It's not a challenge.
Are you drinking homogenized milk over there or something?
No more milkshakes.
Sorry, I've been gurgling cottage cheese back here.
Dana just is a phlegm-nado today.
I cannot shake this cold.
But you make a good point. Mm-hmm. Exactly. You play. It's almost like the Dodgers and Yankees are playing with no rules. It's not fair. Sure, you love that your team is winning over and over again, but you got to look around and say this is not fair. So we're all in favor of that salary cap. Speaking of the Twins, okay, some guys are starting to get healthy again. Cole Sands, Bailey Ober, Mick Abel, Kenny Rojas. Listen to this. This is for Cubby. The Twins did make a trade because they need pitching. It seems like we get a new face or two every 4 or 5 days. The Twins need pitching. They sent cash to the Pittsburgh Pirates in exchange for a relief pitcher named Justin Lawrence. Whoa. Right, Cubby? Justin Lawrence. Every time he's on the bump, I'm going to say, whoa, because that's
Joey Lawrence.
Joey's younger brother, Justin. All of us who performed, all of us who played sports. Whoa. Did any of you ever have a good luck charm? A good luck meal, a good luck pair of socks,
lucky undies,
lucky drawers, anything?
Probably, I don't recall.
I'd eat a Snickers bar before each soccer game.
Okay.
I also Yeah, it was a superstition. I also wouldn't let my mom wash my jersey if we were on a winning streak.
So there you go.
Was it former Twins pitcher Joe Mays that told us he'd always get a
Yes.
number 2 from McDonald's?
Yes.
He took a
Before
number
every
2
pitch?
at McDonald's.
No,
He'd
no,
pull
he
over
did
at
not take a number.
It was the number 2 on the menu.
Oh,
He bought, not
consistent.
took.
I thought he chose to take at McDonald's every before every.
No.
Hey, Gardies, hold the game back. I'm a little bound up right now. I got to get this out.
I got to swing over to Mac. You're right. Joe Mays, he would stop at McDonald's and get himself the number 2 meal, which I think was 2 cheeseburgers, a large fry, and a this and that.
Mine was sweatbands.
What about what?
I had sweatbands.
You had
Lucky
Same
sweatbands?
sweatbands.
on your wrists, on your head?
Yep. Same.
Would
all
you-
the way to it. So from all the sports I play, exact same sweatbands.
Really?
Yeah. Put them on the exact same arm. They had left and right. So I would never like switch them up and had the right on the left. I would check. That was the one thing I checked every time. Last thing
All
I
right.
got put on was my sweatbands.
So Dana and C. Willie were superstitious. I don't remember ever going along with any kind of a lucky thing or a.
See, Willie, if you ever did poorly, would you change it up?
No.
You just keep it going?
Kept it going. It was just, it wasn't. I don't know if it was a good luck charm. It was just part of my. It was just a routine that I went through. Yeah, I guess that is.
Psychedelic Jesus. Listeners are texting in now, too, if they ever had like a lucky, superstitious type of a gimmick playing sports. Psychedelic Jesus said before every big game, he would eat kielbasa and baked beans.
Oh, God.
Sounds good.
Wow.
Sounds like a lineman.
Poo-poos and pee-pees Jesus had his lucky streak of anger every time he played a big game. Okay, listen to this. University of Texas softball player Hannah Wells eats ladybugs for good luck.
Okay, Hannah, that's aggressive.
Oh, that's gross.
That's pretty gross.
Yeah, you don't need to tell everybody that.
The ladies' softball World Series is happening, the Women's College World Series, and the dudes are getting there too, as far as the College World Series goes. So this lady Longhorn, Hannah Wells, she's playing in the Women's College World Series. Her superstition dates back to childhood. If she sees a ladybug, she eats it for luck.
God. Gross.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how common it is to run into a ladybug. You know what I mean? Like, what if the big game is coming and there's no ladybugs available? What does she do then?
We've got all the Asian beetles you'd want to eat at my house, but I
Yeah.
don't remember the last time I saw a ladybug.
I didn't read anything in the story that says she keeps them in a jar. It sounds like if she encounters one, she has to eat it.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong. Maybe she keeps them as pets. Keeps them as food.
That's a snack.
She doesn't chew on them. She doesn't crunch into them. She just tries to swallow them whole.
Like an oyster.
Oh, that's not good.
Kind of like goldfish.
So
when
they're
people
just
used to
crawling
swallow
around.
goldfish.
Wow.
Goldfish. Tell me about swallowing goldfish.
I've seen that maybe in a movie or something.
They did in Jackass.
Somebody'd swallow goldfish.
In the 70s, wasn't that a thing, like with streaking?
It was kind of something like that.
Yeah, if you weren't streaking, you were swallowing
Swallowing
goldfish
goldfish.
in the 70s. Yeah.
Among other things.
I
right,
miss
C.
that.
Willie?
Yeah.
Right, C. Willie? Among other things.
Here's a listener who says he would
We're
always...
doing that. You were doing this.
We had options, Randy. Let's put
Yes,
it that way. We had
did.
options.
We created options.
Right.
Here's a listener says before any big bowling tournament, he would eat himself a Milky Way candy bar. Here's a guy who says his girlfriend would always dump a Lucky BJ on him before the,
Wow.
Wow.
this and that.
I think sports would be an excuse for that.
Need a little more luck.
Yeah.
Only got luck twice this week.
Boy, I'm playing a triple header today.
Thank God.
I'll sign up for any ball club if there's a Lucky BJ.
Yeah, exactly.
Synchronized swimming, well, I never tried it, but if there's a Lucky Beach in the mix, hit the music. Some of our fishermen listeners swallow a minnow or two before the tournament starts for luck. Good God.
I don't know if I could do that.
Well, no, that's not what I'm reacting to. Swallowing a minnow is actually quite easy. But what the hell is this? One of our listeners says, this sounds like nerves. I would chew on my tongue until the game was over.
Oh.
Like a like a nervous thing. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Chewing on the inside of your mouth. Wow. Josh, don't you spend a lot of your time chewing on the inside of your mouth?
I just stopped doing it. I was doing it as you said that, and I stopped. It made me realize it. Yeah.
Yeah, God, chewing on your tongue. That just sounds awful. Sacrifice a rooster in the locker room. There's a lot of people texting in about.
Come on, man.
Sacrifice a rooster.
A lot of lucky gimmicks.
Somebody asked, "Is there such a thing as an unlucky BJ?" I can't imagine there is.
Not in my experience.
Maybe it depends
on braces,
teeth, or which end you're on.
Piece of that wire come loose.
I think an unlucky BJ involves braces, or like Josh said, if you find yourself on the wrong end.
Yeah. Wait, I wasn't. I thought it'd be on the other side.
This doesn't feel lucky. What was the old joke about a BJ being like a roller coaster? Sometimes you're afraid to look down. I don't know.
Oh, what's the other one? Have you ever had a bad BJ?
Yeah, wasn't it great? Yeah. All right, here we go. Randy Shaver and especially C. Willie Miles tonight because he's a huge hockey fan. Tonight on Channel 5, they'll be pulling out all the stops for Game 1 of the prestigious Stanley Cup Final. Raleigh, North Carolina is the host city for Game 1. The North Carolina Hurricanes and the Las Vegas Golden Knights will let her buck in a best-of-7 game series. It all starts tonight.
How did ABC get both the NHL championship and the NBA finals all on the one channel?
I don't know. Al Michaels killed somebody or something. I don't know.
That's crazy.
Al Michaels strangled some executives from the rival network.
I tell you what, if I worked at Channel 5, those are going to be some possible late nights.
Sleepy Shaver.
Yep.
Yeah, that was one of our most fun experiences around here.
Oh yeah, sending it to overtime, double overtime.
And who's even watching at that point the news after that game?
Nobody.
Well, nobody.
Yeah, exactly.
Not even me, and I was doing it.
Years ago when Channel 11 was carrying the Stanley Cup Final, we used to just pray for 5-6 overtime. Randy sitting in that friggin' studio till 3 o'clock in the morning.
Waiting for a goal to happen.
Just so you can tell us a story about a family of ducks that, are now living, whatever.
Oh, the answer was right in front of us. How did Channel 5, RV Slinging Jesus, how did Channel 5 get both the NBA and the NHL finals? ABC, they're receiving lucky BJs.
Oh!
Yeah, obviously, they just got lucky.
Wow.
There you go. Here's a crazy stat connected to the Stanley Cup final. Hurricanes coach Rod Brind'Amour, one of my all-time favorites, really. Mm-hmm. I loved him as a player. God, he was a tough bastard. If you don't know what Rod Brind'Amour looks like, pull up a picture on your computer and explain to me, what does his nose look like? Because I think everyone would have a different. To me, Rod Brind'Amour's nose looks like someone taped an elbow to his face. Mm. He took so many pucks and so many sticks to his schnoz, it's almost indescribable, Rod Brind'Amour. But here's
it kind of looks like a little kid drew it, and they just glued it onto his face. Like you can tell what it's supposed to be.
God help us. I mean, that'll show you what the NHL used to be when you look at Rod Brind'Amour's friggin' schnoz. At any rate. Here's the stat. Rod Brind'Amour has played in or coached 97 of the 99 career playoff games for the North Carolina Hurricanes.
Wow.
Mm. He was a member of the last.
How did he miss 2?
Don't know.
Diarrhea.
Yeah, maybe he
late.
Could have been an unlucky BJ. But yeah, I mean, he was a member of that club for many years, and he was on the roster the last time they won the Cup in 2006, and fairly quickly after he retired, he became the coach. He's been there in one way or another for 97 of their 99 playoff games.
It's impressive.
Hurricanes.
That's right. Okay, Randy Shaver, some NFL trades that might have blown your skirt up. Or not.
Yes.
The Cleveland Browns traded their big-time defensive end, Myles Garrett, to the Los Angeles Rams.
And they got a great player in return.
They did.
Jared Verse is a 2-time Pro Bowl player. Mm-hmm. and they got multiple draft picks, including a first-round pick next year, which everybody's talking about next year's NFL draft. That this is maybe the greatest class of college football players for a first round in a long, long time. There's like four or five quarterbacks that everybody is raving about that could be potential superstar players in the league, and just a host of other great players. So they get a first round pick, they get a second round pick in 28, and a third round pick in 29. And the big thing for the Rams is they're all in, right? I mean, they're all in anyway after they signed the quarterback to bring him back. But now they get Myles Garrett, who's arguably the best defensive lineman in the league right now. They're just going to go for it. They've given up a lot of draft capital and a great player who's under team control for like the next couple of years just to get Myles Garrett and go for the Super Bowl. So
the Philadelphia Eagles traded a star wide receiver of theirs by the name of A.J. Brown to the New England Patriots for a first-round draft pick and a fifth-round draft. A.J. Brown going to go play for the Patriots.
Well, you know A.J. Brown was going to get traded because this has been discussed. Where he was going to end up was kind of like up in the air. But he was going to get dealt. He kind of wore out his welcome in Philadelphia in some ways. This is a great move for New England because Drake May now gets a superstar receiver. And I think A.J. Brown, if I'm not mistaken, played for the Patriots coach when he was in Tennessee.
Yeah.
So I think there's a connection between those guys, too.
What's his name? The very romantic Mike Vrabel. Is that
Mike Vrabel, correct.
Family man.
So there's a connection there, too. But, I mean, the Patriots are loading up, on the offensive side. And you should. When you've got a player like Drake May, you have to take advantage of the time you have him, and you've got to put, assets around him to make your team better and make him better.
Am I totally out of my mind, or did the Patriots play in last year's Super Bowl?
They did.
Oh, my God. Back to Rod Brindamore real quick, head coach of the North Carolina Hurricanes, a longtime NHL player. I did not know this because I'm not a social media guy, but a listener has texted in to tell me that Rod Brindamore's nose has its own Twitter account.
That's funny.
Oh, God, funny.
I need to find out if you can find that, Dana. I know you're a Twitter guy. If there's anything interesting on Rod Brindamore's nose's Twitter account. By the way, Tom Pelissero was out playing in my golf event yesterday.
Oh, old touchdown Tom.
Who in the hell is Tom Pelissero?
For ESPN. He's on ESPN all the time. He's on the Rich Eisen show. He's everywhere. Anyway, so Tom is out there, and he helps break the story about Myles Garrett on the golf course. If you watch a video, he's out playing in my event and talking to Rich Eisen, and I think Eisen asked him, "Where are you? Where are you at?" And he said, "Hey, I'm at the Randy Shaver golf event here in Minnesota, blah, blah." But he is actually driving his cart and walking the fairway and talking about the trade, which I thought was pretty cool. There's clips on social of him doing all that. So
there's some other football news here from Brotato Chip Jesus, who says it's only 66 days until Jalen Hurts' birthday. What do you think of this? An ESPN guy by the name of Mike Tannenbaum.
Oh.
You're not a fan of him?
You don't like him?
I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
But if C. Willie Miles doesn't like him, then neither do I. He says that new Vikings quarterback Jessup Murrah, what the hell's his first name again? It's not Jessup. Kyler. New Vikings quarterback Kyler Murrah, Mike Tannenbaum says he will win the NFL Comeback Player of the Year award this football season.
That'd be sweet.
That would mean that the Vikings had a great year.
Well, here's what he says. Murrah steps into an ideal system with head coach Kelvin O'Conrad and receivers Justin Jefferson and Addison Jordan, and the Vikings go 11-6, and they clinch the NFC North, and they win a playoff game.
Just one?
Just one.
One playoff game.
Baby steps, he will, and Miles. Baby steps,
We've
man.
done that before.
Did Sam Darnold win that with the Vikings?
Yeah.
A playoff game?
Didn't he? Yeah.
Did he? I don't know.
The comeback.
He won a playoff.
Oh, no. I can't remember. For some reason, I think he wasn't eligible for some reason.
Oh, okay. I thought he won.
I don't know. I just don't friggin' know. The Minnesota Lynx are 7-2 on the season now. They
Fire.
defeated the Phoenix Mercury by 34 points last night. You following the Lynx, C. Willie?
Love the Lynx.
Yeah?
Yeah. Olivia Miles, she's a real deal.
She's a player, isn't she?
She is fire.
Yeah.
Unstoppable.
And they're doing all this still without the main
Nafisha.
Yeah. Without their superstar player.
Thank God they brought Howard in. That girl she's fired too, man.
Yeah.
They're going to be deadly when she comes back.
The NBA final starts tomorrow night, and we can get into that tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
But just a quick little side note. So a big center for the Knickerbockers, Mitchell Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be having to deal with that Wembanyama moron for a while now.
That's true. But they made it to the finals. Big Cat is killing it. That's
Knicks,
all I'm saying.
I'll be rooting for the New York Knicks.
I am rooting for the Knicks.
I can't root for San Antonio. Okay, Mitchell Robinson broke his pinky a couple games ago, but he's going to have to play. You got to get in there and try to play some defense on Wembanyama. Mitchell Robinson also has a terrible time at the free throw line. He's awful. Like a lot of big men, he's terrible at the free throw line. Just can't figure it out.
He got the Shakalitis?
Yes. Randy Shaver will enjoy this. Former NBA all-time great Rick Barry.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Underhand free throws.
At 82 years old, he's still around, and he's been pushing this on players for years, and this is his next chance. Rick Barry has come out and said, if Mitchell Robinson wants to make his friggin' free throws in the stupid NBA Finals, he should start doing granny shots like I did.
Yeah.
Because Rick Barry always threw his free throws, underhand granny shots.
And I think he shot those at like 90%.
Career 89.3%.
Yeah.
Wow. 14 years in the friggin' NBA.
Yeah.
Shot near 90% from the free throw line by doing the old granny style.
He was not embarrassed at all.
No.
Oh, no. That was
it.
that was actually a part of the game.
Yes.
All my buddies, we all copied Rick Barry when we were never had the guts to do it in a real junior high game or anything like that. But man, if you were talking about playing pig out on the driveway, everybody was learning how to shoot underhand shots like Rick Barry.
And like I said, Rick Barry's been pushing this for years. He tried to tell Shaq to do it. He's tried to tell all these other players, try it,
Right.
And what did C. Willie Miles just said? He was never embarrassed by his granny shot. Rick Barry, and that's part of what he throws into this comment directed at Mitchell Robinson. He said, throw your ego in the friggin' closet. It's about how often you can make the shot. Who cares what you look like?
Right.
I don't think Mitchell Robinson will go along with it, but it's a fun idea.
A lot of missed opportunities for a lot of guys. Could have been much better players, higher scores. If Shaq could have made just 65% of his free throws.
It is.
Think of the points he could have had.
Aside from the flopping and the foul baiting, which has ruined the National Basketball
God.
Association, that's my biggest pet peeve. My second biggest pet peeve is they've just disregarded traveling altogether.
Oh, my God. That's another one.
The step backs and the side steps and the 4 or 5 different, and now you completely
gather step.
You can completely pick up your pivot foot now, and no one says. The third biggest pet peeve watching the NBA is how awful the free throw shooting can be. It is so frustrating.
I have no respect for a person who plays professional basketball that cannot make a free throw.
See, Willie, do you remember Wilt Chamberlain was a terrible free throw shooter? And I always I could never figure out, he never stood on the line. He was like 2 feet behind the line. Mm-hmm. So he made that free throw shot instead of being 10 feet or whatever it was. It was like 12
to 13 feet. Yeah.
Well, I think it was because he needed to extend his arms.
Right.
And I think, when Chamberlain's arms were fully extended, you know what I mean? He needed to move a little. Yes.
The ball looked like an orange in his hand.
Yeah.
That was the funny part. That's what I remember growing up as a kid. I loved Wilt Chamberlain. But in fact, I had a friend who in middle school would never stand on the line because he was such a Chamberlain guy. We always said, what are you doing? You stand on the line, you finish on your toes, all that kind of stuff. He threw the brick just like Chamberlain, 2 feet behind the line. But that's how Wilt shot the free throws.
Yeah, he did it right, old Wilt. Off the court, too. He did it right.
Oh, God. 23,000 times.
He did it a lot, is what he did.
About Lucky.
Man. Did they bronze that thing after he died? I mean, did they just pull it off of him and bronze it and put it in a...
Oh, man.
Yeah, they're going to study it.
You know, we had a conversation earlier about Lucky Charms as far as sports goes. C. Willie Miles had a lucky pair of wristbands. Dana's mother would pop his back knee before every game. I forgot what he said.
No, that was it.
Some guys eat a certain meal. You know, the whole schmear. Listen to this now from Sit Down, Waldo. Jesus. Here's what he's claiming. He says he's got a pair of purple Fruit of the Loom underwears. They're 35 years old.
At least.
He's been wearing them. He's been wearing them for every Vikings game. For the last 35 years.
That's the reason why we're not
My
going to
God.
the Super Bowl.
Oh, God.
How have they not just disintegrated?
He said they are very worn out.
It's just a skirt at this point. The undercarriage is just burned out.
Can't be no elastic left.
They're full of holes. Worn the F out. He said one day he had to go to the ER and he was wearing his damn Lucky Vikings drawers. And whatever was wrong with him, he had to get examined down there. He said the nurse got quite a kick out of the disgusting drawers that he was wearing. Oh, I bet that's just brutal to look at.
Not so sure I'd be proud of that, but that's all right.
Been funny. She had, sir, we got to cut them off.
Jaws of life.
Oh, God. I told you
Cut
before.
them off. Just pour water on them. Right. Disintegrate.
I told you before that my old man would wear a pair of underwears until, I mean, come on. And he spent most of his time at home walking around in just his underwear.
That's what my dad did, too.
And I would have to say, look, Dad, I can see right through those damn things.
They're translucent.
They are.
That is so much that generation.
I swear.
My father he would come home from work, and the next thing I know, he's walking around in his whitey tighties.
Yeah.
That's all he's wearing around the house.
Yes.
Oh, and then your friends come over and you're embarrassed.
Yeah, it's just like, oh my God.
My dad was the boxer guy.
Okay.
He's same way, muscle shirt, boxers. If you come over, my dad would look at you like, well, you're in my house.
Yeah. Wife beater and a pair of boxers.
Oh, absolutely.
I bet he looked like a tough cat in that outfit. I bet he did.
With a Winston cigarette hanging out of
Always
his mouth.
with the cigarette.
Just out of the corner.
All three of our dads were heavy smokers.
Oh my God, no kidding.
Cubby's dad was a smoker, wasn't he?
Yeah, yep.
When did he finally quit?
About 20 years before he passed.
Oh, well, good for him.
So, yeah, he and my mom quit at the same time. They were chain smokers. I mean, I lived in a house with 4, sometimes 5 adults, and they all were.
But my old man with the underwears, and then, the white was no longer an option. And I think you know why. I think you can guess why the whitey tighties were no longer an option. Okay, there were some secrets being given away. So he starts to mix up the colors, and I don't know, maybe he was colorblind. He just wore like turquoise and just these awful colors, just like a aqua green. I mean, just good Lord, you're not a Speedo model. I mean, just get black. Just go get the black ones.
Yeah, who are you trying to impress?
Right, it was horrific. And then, but the worst was when he eventually graduated to boxers. Now the material so much thinner.
Right.
And that's where, after time, they became translucent.
Right.
It's like, I can see everything that you've got going on down there right now.
Absolutely.
Until the bitter end. He'd hang on to the bitter end. It was horrific.
Oh, man.
It was disgusting. He did not care.
Oh, God.
And I mean, and girlfriends who did not know him who would be at the house would just be horrified.
Yeah.
I would be horrified.
I never had
That's
people
awesome.
over. If people came, my friends came, we just sat out on the front porch.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, we're going to go inside. It's hot out here. No, man, my dad could walk through the house at any time in his boxer. You don't need to see that.
All right, Randy Shaver, get some sleep, will you?
I will. Thank you so much.
Of course.
93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Well, hello to our favorite listeners. That's the podcast listeners I'm talking about. It's Dana here, and I'm a Smart Club member of Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, and it's a good thing I am, because my air conditioning unit is older than I am. I had a tune-up recently, and the tech said the thing belongs in a museum. That's just how good Standard is. They can take a unit from the 70s and keep her humming summer after summer. Right now, you can save $35 on an AC tune-up or double your savings to $70 off when you add your furnace. Don't wait. Get ahead of things. Procrastination can be fun, but the feeling of checking something off your list is much better. Schedule by June 15th at standardheating.com and get her done. Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, providing the comfort you deserve since 1930.
Years of hard work, and now you've got pain in your back, your shoulders, your knees, maybe your joints. You need help. Randy Shaver here with the answer. Dave Bialke. He's got over 30 years experience in getting workers' compensation benefits for people just like you. Don't suffer. Call Bialke Law today, 763-571-2410, or go to bialkelaw.com. That's BIALKE law.com. And it spells relief for you.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Oh, I'll tell you what. Here we are. There you are. We've even got our pal in studio, world-class entertainer C. Willie Miles. Thank you for coming in, Willie.
Morning. Good morning.
Morning.
And thank you, folks, for listening to the Half-Assed Morning Show. Let's see where we can go from here. I think this is...
That's the only way at this point.
Can things only go up from here?
Up.
I think we can likely go back and forth with this. Back and forth we go. And our listeners as well are obviously free to text 651-989-9393, our Luther Kia of Bloomington text machine, don't you know? Here it is. Who's the cheapest person you know and the cheapest thing that they do? Does anyone come to mind right away? The cheapest person you know, the cheapest thing that they do?
Easily an uncle of mine. By far.
Talk to me about your uncle.
I love the guy, but he is very cheap, and he is also very interested on what you spent on something, why you would spend that, and how he could have got you a discount.
Oh, that's the worst.
I love it. I love it.
I know he means well. Honestly, one of my favorite people. It drives my brother in particular crazy.
Right.
But why do you think you need something like that? Why would you do that? That's kind of his
When
thing.
he enters your home, he checks out your what's the word I'm looking for?
Like he'll look at your TV. You know?
Right.
Did you need one that big? Or he's always got to comment on something.
Right. Especially when you're happy and proud of the purchase, you know, you're feeling good about it, and then somebody's got a Debbie Downer you. That sucks.
Now, I mean, he's a big saver. He's very responsible with money, but he's very cheap to the point where he pissed off a car dealer. And he wants no frills whatsoever. Right. And he wanted a new pickup truck. He works, he's a maintenance guy. He needed a pickup truck, but he didn't, he had to special order. He didn't want a 4x4, right? He just wanted the rear wheel drive. I'm not going to pay for 4x4. Right? I'm not going to pay for that. Also, he said, I don't want power windows. So either you don't charge him for me or you get the crank windows. And he didn't want to pay for a radio.
Oh, my God.
So it's like I said, bare bones.
It's a work vehicle.
Yeah, and it's not like that's his personal vehicle.
Right.
Like
No joy, no music.
What do you suppose? What do you suppose is the source of this, Josh?
Well, we grew up poor, and so did he. But I don't know. He doesn't believe in any comforts whatsoever.
Okay.
He's like, I'm going to struggle through. I'm going to save. It probably, in a way, maybe it would cost a guy more to order a special order a car that comes different than the ones they make.
Is this the type of guy who's going to die with a hill of money?
Could be.
Because he's never allowed himself any joy, any fringe,
Yeah, there's no unnecessary expenses.
That sucks. Cheapest person you know, and what do they do? Anyone else?
Mine is an uncle, too.
People in my life.
You've got an uncle, too?
Oh, my God. He
Yeah.
was horrible. I mean, and he's dead now, and I didn't know where he's at because of the way he was, but the man took, when you kids, and we had a crew of people, so me and my brother, and then a cousin and his brother, we had a little cleaning crew, right? Rake yards, do all this kind of stuff.
Cool.
So my uncle had a huge yard. I mean, I'm talking something like 4 acres. And it had trees and everything, so we gonna go, and he wanted us to rake up all the leaves, bag it up, and he was gonna pay us. So it was a bigger job than we could handle, so we hired the other kids from down the street. So we combined our company. We, put together a nice little LLC.
Word.
So we can do this work together, and we raked this man's yard. I mean, it was all day.
I bet.
All day.
Big job.
bagged it all up. We spent money on new rakes. We got black bags. Look, we went into our coffers and spent almost everything we had in the coffers, man. And this dude, we got done. It was 7 of us. Do you know this man came out and said, you guys did a great job. He reached in his pocket, and he had so much money, but he was so cheap. He first of all, it was like 100. He flipped past 100. He flipped past some 50s. He flipped past some 20s. He flipped past some 10s. Flipped past the 5s and got to 1s and gave us all like $3 each. $3 each. 8 hours we were out there. I came back. I was fit to be tired. I told my dad. My dad said, well, did you get a quote before you did the work?
Oh.
I'm like, we're 8. We're 8, Dad.
And this is our damn uncle.
And my dad goes, you'll learn. You know, I'm like, this is not how. And my dad, I hated the guy. I hated him forever. And I remember when my mom called me and said, hey, yeah, your Uncle Coy died. And I said, so how's everybody else doing? I was in college. And my mom said, you have got to let that go. I go, never. Never.
I certainly know some cheap people, specifically when it comes to tipping bartenders and wait staff. I've seen some embarrassing things in that department. But what comes to mind is this. You know the new gimmick now where you can get instant updates on your credit card activity, maybe on your cell phone. You can get instant updates on any expenditures that you're making with your credit card or your check card or whatever it's called.
That's great.
I know a guy who he and his wife were not together for a weekend. She went out of town, right? Not that they broke up, but his wife, I should have just gone this way and I couldn't come up with it. His wife left town one weekend. And he's got his cell phone there and he's keeping an eye on every friggin' dime she's spending while she's out of town. And it came to this where he ups and dials her on the telephone, dials her up and says, yeah, what's that $6.86 he just spent at the gas station? What is that? What was that for?
That's
and
gross.
she says, for Christ's sake, I got a can of chew and a pop. You know what I mean? She chews tobacco, Skoal. She says, I got some chew and a pop. But that's what he does. He sits and keeps an eye on it and then questions every... What was that? What was that $10 you just did there? What was that?
That's some weird behavior.
What the F is the matter with you? Why do you want to put yourself or your wife through that?
Wow.
I know better than to question.
Jesus.
Barsaw Jesus said, if my mother owes me $99.85 and hands me $100, she wants that 15 cents back immediately.
It's so annoying.
People are texting in the same thing.
I love it.
I've heard friends who are in the trades talk about that sometimes the richest people are the cheapest.
Yeah. That's how they got rich.
True story.
Yeah. And
story.
also it seems like a lot of rich people don't have to pay for stuff, right? Because folks want to be on their good side. And people are texting in about some local celebrities that are pretty cheap when it comes to tipping and stuff like that.
Yeah, so the text machine is rolling now, 651-989-9393. If you want to tell us about the cheapest person you know and the cheapest thing that they do, here's a few answers that came smooth off the internet. Oh, and I remember these days when I was living up in St. Cloud, I had roommates, and you learn pretty quickly which of your roommates is a generous person and which of them is absolutely not.
True story.
The way some of my roommates back then behaved, I mean, they refused to allow me to borrow a splash of milk so I could make a proper bucket of macaroni and cheese.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
The dude said, absolutely not. I said, a splash of milk? Nope. I mean, it created some problems. Here's a situation where a dude with roommates was so effing cheap, he would weigh his shampoo bottle.
My
you
God.
get a house full of 4 or 5 dudes all using the same douche. He would weigh his shampoo bottle to ensure that no one else was using his shampoo.
That's incredibly petty.
Older folks who go out for a burger, they would order their toppings, lettuce, onion, pickle, tomato. They would order that on the side and then bring that home to use for a future salad.
My wife's grandma was like that.
So they could turn that one burger meal into a possible second meal.
Yeah, she'd take anybody who had any leftover food, anything on the table. I mean, if there's ketchup, mustard, salt, whatever, she's going to take that home from a restaurant.
Oh, yeah. I used to, one of my buddies growing up, his mother was the type when we'd walk into a McDonald's, she would start sweeping all the ketchup and mustard and relish and all that into her purse. And then we'd eat dinner at their house, and she'd be giving you the McDonald's ketchup. Come on.
You guys know, so you know how much I love my mother-in-law. I talk about her all the time. She's a sweetheart. So sometimes I go up there on my days off on Mondays, and she goes to coffee with her friends. You know, they're all in their 80s and 90s, right? So I go to coffee with them because I know that every single one of them has been to my show, and I love them all. And I go to have coffee with them, and we get done. It's like seven ladies and me. And I'm like the rock star sitting at the table with these older women. I go, you know what? Coffee's on me today. You know what they all said? Oh, no, you can't. I'm not going to let you pay for my coffee. I had toast and everything. I mean, it's like combined. It was like $20. It was $20. I'm like, you know what? I say, hey, Mom, would you tell them I got this?
Right.
I'm good. She goes, oh, they're not going to let you pay for all that. I gave the woman, I gave the waitress $30. And she tried to bring me the change back. I said, I said, no, that's for you.
They're all in that mindset.
And she was like, oh, that's way too much of a tip. That's more than. I'm like, ma'am, hey, I got this. I'm good.
It's for some people,
right.
You know, for some people, even if they have money and they're making a comfortable living, $20 makes them nervous. Like this buddy of mine I was telling you about. He was nervous about his wife spending $8.88 at a gas station.
And obviously there's a difference if you're broke, you're in a tough time.
Of course.
But being cheap would be more, you could easily afford it.
Yeah, we're not talking about broke, we're talking about cheap here.
We've all been there where you just have no choice. Property Line Jesus, he's Barsaw Jesus' brother, the guy who said if you give your mom wants that 15 cents back immediately. He said, that's my brother, and I would agree with his comment. Mom is that cheap.
Do you believe some of this I don't know. Someone who reuses dental floss multiple times.
Oh, come on.
He keeps it draped over the bathroom mirror to dry.
That's pretty gross.
No.
It's like 99 cents, man.
Yeah.
Trailer Fixin' Jesus says, plus you're only supposed to floss like when you go to the dentist or the day before.
10 minutes before your appointment.
Trailer Repair Jesus said his aunt will use Scotch tape holes in plastic grocery bags so she can still use them.
Oh, my God.
What?
We give her crap for it all the time.
You can take as many as you want.
Yeah, they haven't yelled at me yet.
The dude who cleans his entire car at the gas station with the squeegee.
Oh, I did that in college.
I've done that before.
Yeah.
No, you did not.
Yeah.
Going to pick
car washes are expensive.
Up and down the car with the squeegee and the blue and the windshield washer fluid.
Yeah, when I really needed it, I did that once. Yep.
Going to pick up a cute girl in college. I'm like, I can't pick her up in this. And
this was date related.
That's hilarious.
And I was double fisting. I was using two squeegees to speed it up.
I would feel like a total J-Bro.
Oh, I definitely did.
And you could tell, too, because there's blue streaks all over the car.
That looks stupid.
Here's a guy who says he knows someone awful cheap. His buddy was teaching his daughter to drive, and he told her never make a U-turn because it wears the tires out quicker.
Oh, man.
Come on, man. Loosen up a little bit. That's a hell of a lot of fun.
Half-Assed Morning Show, 93X.
All right, we're getting there. We were talking about the cheapest sumbitch you know. And we got a lot of text messages pouring in. Who's the cheapest person you know? What's the cheapest thing that they do?
Every time I get over my uncle, somebody brings it up again. Thanks a lot, Nick. You made me rehash that.
You went and cleared out your uncle's backyard, bagged up all the leaves, and he wanted to give you, what, $3 for 8 hours of work?
Right, we were already $25 in debt.
You bought
we
new
didn't
rakes.
even break even.
You bought the trash bags. You didn't come close to breaking even. A lot of folks texting in about their grandparents or parents or aunts or uncles who reuse Ziploc bags or rinse out paper towels and hang them to dry for future use. And again, we're not talking about broke. We're talking about cheap.
Right.
We're talking about
Difference.
people who have the means but are just tighter than a friggin' drum. You use a paper towel on the kitchen counter and you hang that sumbitch to dry for future use.
No.
That would cause me to have the messiest kitchen in the world because I love paper towels. I use paper towels for everything.
Me too.
Same here, like way too many of them, probably.
Now I don't know. I'm not a cheap person, but my back left pocket of any pair of my pants, look right here. Look what I pulled out, Josh. I have a paper towel.
100%.
That's a nice one.
Oh, wow.
Because if I use it like just for sweeping some dry nonsense off the counter, I will then fold it up and put it in my pocket in case I need to use it at work or something. But I use a lot of paper towels. I do. What do we got here? What are some other answers here? Dude needed his car moved on the driveway. Okay, this is a young person. His dad said, hey, I need my car moved on the driveway, but don't waste gas. Put it in neutral and push it.
Gotta be kidding me.
What,
he
2
got
seconds of gas? Come
right,
on.
nope. They just put it in neutral and push it. He had a pickup truck. He needed mud flaps. Instead, he used doormats.
Just cut them up.
Oh, no.
My grandma would reuse McDonald's bags as gift bags.
Oh, they get so greasy.
Everything would just reek like McDonald's.
I wouldn't say reek. That's great.
And then she'd expect them back.
Sweet.
So she could use them the following Christmas.
Oh, I like when somebody gives me a gift and they want the bag back. So it's like, okay, great. I don't have to throw this away.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, oh, yeah, great. I'll save these bags. And then I never reuse them. They just sit in a cupboard in my basement.
I got an uncle who's a multimillionaire. Still to this day, he'll swing by the neighborhood Super 8 and steal their continental breakfast. My grandma was so cheap, she'd line her purse with plastic and then go to the buffet in town and throw chicken and potatoes in there.
Oh.
I'm not a cheap person when it comes to going out with my friends. In fact, I'm pretty generous and consider myself a good tipper. But one time I pretended to just be the biggest cheapskate. A buddy of mine, we're out watching a ball game, and there's like half-price apps, so we share some apps. I'm drinking beers. He doesn't drink, so he just has a Diet Coke going. And when it comes time for the bill, I pick it up, of course, because I had 7-8 Coors Lights, and we split the apps. It only makes sense. The tab comes out, I'm kind of looking at it. I'm kind of like hemming and hawing, and I go, you know, I don't mean to be a dick, but you didn't offer me any of your Diet Coke, so could you chip in $1.75 for the Diet Coke?
I've seen buddies argue over dollars, $1 or $2.
Yeah.
You know, I only had one of the mozzarella sticks, so I don't think we should split it equally.
Oh, I've seen that.
Yep.
It drove me crazy. Now, it doesn't happen anymore.
Just pay for it.
But when we were young,
Right.
when barely any of us really had a pot to piss in, it would be maddening, though, because the dude would say, well, you know, remember 3 weeks ago when I borrowed you $3? And this would go on. They go back and forth. Well, yeah, I remember that, but remember 5 weeks ago when I gave you just come on, you guys. Are we really going to do this?
It's embarrassing.
I did this one time, and I don't mean to sound bougie or nothing, but it was after one of my comedy shows, and I was walking by a table, and you know, there's people like order drinks, and then everybody's trying to split up the drinks.
Yes.
And trying to figure out, well, you had this and you had that, and they all had like a couple of drinks each or whatever, and it was a table full of women. It was like 5 of them. And they were just trying to divide it up, you know, and then they wanted the waitress to break it down and give each one of them a ticket. I walked by and I looked at them, and they were still doing the math. The waitress was standing there like, you guys need to leave because there's another show.
Yeah.
You know, and they were trying to still do the math. I swear, I walked by and looked at I said, asked the waitress, how much is it? She goes, the total bill is $66.
Mm-hmm.
I gave her 100. I just threw 100 on the table.
Get these people out of here.
I said, split it up amongst them, pay it all off, and then the rest is yours. She goes, see, Willie, thank you so much. And the girls are, but yeah, okay, but who gets some of this change? And she goes, none of you. It's not your money.
Yeah.
He's just buying your drink.
Now they want to split up the change.
They want to split up the change.
Right.
Dear God.
Here's a listener whose uncle gave him $1 for his high school graduation.
Oh yeah, I had one of my brothers. He showed up to my high school graduation and gave me a card. It's beautiful. There's nothing in it. And then a thing of bubbles.
You're talking about a little can of bubbles that you blow.
Well, that's fun.
I mean, they were a little cooler because it was the one with like the wand.
Yeah, the wand.
What he gave you was whimsy that day.
Yeah, I thought. Thank you. I've always wanted these.
John Deere Jesus wants to know, Josh, how much for one rib?
How much is a cup?
Yeah, there are some cheap folks out there.
Tons.
Reusing. Well, I mean, I don't know, maybe you guys know this, maybe you don't. If you go to a Golden Gopher football game these days and you buy a bag of popcorn, you get free refills during the ball game. I hear that a lot of people take that bag, put it in their jacket, and if they come to the next week's ball game, they bring that. You see what I'm saying? They bring,
sure. It's not even that expensive in the first place.
That reminds me, I'm going to stop by the movie theater this afternoon and get some popcorn. I love movie theater popcorn.
I love movie theater popcorn, too.
Popcorn every day.
Which made me...
Do you?
Yep.
Which made me kind of cringe when I read that, there are people who will pop their own popcorn before they go to the movie theater and put it in a, hide it in a whatever, Instead of buying the movie theater popcorn, they bring their own from home.
Warm and fresh. Get that butter on there, layered it up and salt it up and get some chocolate-covered raisins and... party.
Ooh, you have popcorn almost every day, Cubby?
Every day.
Oh.
Without exception.
Well, I love it too.
I do. But just movie theater popcorn.
Oh, it's the best.
Home
it might
popcorn,
take years off your life.
I make myself
exactly.
sick off that stuff.
I do.
I love it so much.
And I won't eat nothing less than a medium.
Oh, yeah. I can wipe out so much of it. It's just, it's obscene.
Are you guys like me where you'll finish your popcorn before the previews even start?
I try to.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like, not even the movie starts. The previews haven't even started yet, and I've wiped out the popcorn.
And go get another one.
Mm-hmm. My wife eats it. She eats, like, different stuff, but she eats popcorn every day, too. And I can always tell because I've never met... She eats, like, one kernel at a time.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm the same way, yeah.
Oh, I'm handfuls.
Oh,
but she spills... all over the place. Like there's trails. Eating one at a time. She says it's because she has long fingernails. I don't know what's going on, but she spills it. It's like a little kid.
Right.
It's unreal. There's popcorn all over her house and it has nothing to do with me. And again, I'm like two-fisting this stuff.
Just trying to rush it all in.
As fast as I can, eat as much as I can.
How about this for cheap? This is great. This is very unique. Retired ice girl, she says, her dad shovels the snow in the winter into his pool. So... then it melts in the spring, and he doesn't have to use water to fill the pool up.
God.
You see what I'm saying?
Kind of smart if it works.
That is kind of smart.
Honestly, yeah. That's expensive to fill your pool up.
God
I've
dang.
heard that before.
I would cheap out that way, too. That's
You just wait till the neighbors out of town and use their hose.
If you're
That's
that
actually
cheap,
kind of
yeah.
brilliant.
You use their hose.
Don't put a pool in.
It's like 3 days later, it's still not full.
You know what? Some of this maybe should be better defined as thrifty.
Exactly.
Oh,
Maybe.
yeah, absolutely.
Maybe some of it should be better defined as
It's kind
thrifty.
of fun to talk about. But yeah, that to me, that's genius.
We got... Yes?
I was going to say one last one. I have a friend whose grandma, when they're out at a restaurant, she goes, hey, the last time I was here, I left a pair of black sunglasses, or I left my umbrella. And they go, oh, is it this one? Oh, my God, that's it. Thank you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Bastards.
Kind of fun.
You guys know this person, too. I don't know if she wants me to share it on the air, but I'll tell you afterwards.
Oh, you got to tell me.
Yeah.
Fair enough. See, Willie Miles, we got to go. Thanks for coming in.
My pleasure. Always.
Wonderful to see you. Congrats to Isaac on your last day elementary school. By the way, guys, he hit his first home run last week as well.
Sweet.
Awesome.
From your proud dad and proud mom, Chaos Coordinator Sheezus.
93X.
Half-assed morning show.
Well, hello to our favorite listeners. That's the podcast listeners I'm talking about. It's Dana here, and I'm a Smart Club member of Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, and it's a good thing I am, because my air conditioning unit is older than I am. I had a tune-up recently, and the tech said the thing belongs in a museum. But that's just how good Standard is. They can take a unit from the 70s and keep her humming summer after summer. Right now, you can save $35 on an AC tune-up, or double your savings to $70 off when you add your furnace. Don't wait. Get ahead of things. Procrastination can be fun, but the feeling of checking something off your list is much better. Schedule by June 15th at standardheating.com and get her done. Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, providing the comfort you deserve since 1930.